What is going on, good people? We're doing a live draft in T-minus, I don't know, what do we do? 10 minute intro, potentially. Cooper Kupp, why he's in a void. Draft starts in T-minus 10 minutes. Let's put this up here and everybody knows what is going on. The link to get into the live draft essentially is right here. Okay, I'm going to pin it in a second. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. I got it down here in the bottom. We're going to be doing a live draft. We'll see where Cooper Kupp goes in the draft. Why is he an avoid? We're talking about it for 9 minutes and 27 seconds. The Fantasy Football Show live draft edition begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
What is up, good buddies? We're here doing yet another graveyard live stream draft session. And we've got, of course, a little intro topic like we always do. And the topic for today is little Cooper Kupp. I get why people are going to say this is not a good take. I get why people are going to have a little bit of a negative reaction to this live stream. I get why people might believe in him. And I don't blame anybody. Way in the door, says Blackbeard. What's that mean? Way in the door. I get why people might be concerned. But here's the thing. This guy's been injured before. He's had several injuries. He's had an ACL tear, which he recovered from. But there's certain knee damage that gets done when you tear your ACL that when you get to a 30, 31, 29 age season, it starts to potentially resurface. You start to have certain lingering issues with the knee that could come into play, especially if there's, a little bit of damage to other exterior pieces of the knee outside of the ACL, which typically happens with an ACL tear. You usually have meniscus damage because your knee essentially you can't tear this ACL and PCL without going this way, pinching the meniscus here, going this way, pinching the meniscus there, tearing these ligaments a little bit. There's always kind of knee damage that happens. But the concern for Cooper Kupp is that he's 30 years old. The concern for Cooper Kupp is that his body could potentially start breaking down on him. No matter how good he looks, he could look amazing for 4 straight weeks. He looked actually really good on the sideline, sprinting and getting over that hamstring injury. It's deceptively impressive. Here he is, pulls his hamstring, looks like he's a little sluggish coming off the ankle surgery that he had. So this ankle that kept him out the end of 2023, having the tightrope surgery, they call it, the same thing Tony Pollard had, but he's 30 years old. It's a successful surgery across the board for the most part, but at 30 years old, getting back kind of slower than normal, or not up to speed as quickly as, let's say, Tony Pollard, made him go out there and I believe tear his hamstring, strain his hamstring, whatever the case may be. And I just feel like there's a lot of unnecessary risk to take drafting Cooper Kupp in your top 5 or 6 in 2023. Why not just go get a safer option? Why not take Bijan or Kelce? You're probably never going to be faced with not getting Bijan, not getting Kelce, who is also older, but there's not concern of injury. Not to mention Kelce's been dominating his position for years and years and years. Cooper Kupp has had one elite season. One. He hasn't had 2. He hasn't had 3. He's had one really good season, and he's had one elite season. He's only had 2,000-yard seasons to his name. And you're going to get the casual Caleb that will hear over and over, repeat what he hears over and over, and say, Smitty, he was on pace to be the number 1 wide receiver in points per game last year before he got injured, and that would have made him have a 3rd season. Then he would have had 3 seasons, Smitty. But the bottom line is this. He has had one electric season in his entire career, and he's 30 years old. Not to mention There is so much Matthew Stafford drama right now. And his wife was interviewed, and she talked about this situation that is so weird. And the things she said, I'm sure Matthew didn't really probably want her to say. Here's the report from the New York Post. Matthew Stafford's wife says QB has an issue with Rams' younger players. And when discussing the 35-year-old Rams quarterback on the latest installment of Morning After podcast, Stafford's wife Kelly remarked that the 15-year veteran had a difficulty connecting with his younger teammates, and some of the teammates more interested in like their mobile phones and just embedded in their mobile phones and social media. And she said this. Here's a quote I can put up here from his wife. Or actually, let's use this one first. This one came before this one. He's like, I feel I can't connect because in the old days, you come out to practice, you shower, people would be playing cards, people would be interacting. Who knows? Talking about how this wide receiver room's calling him sir. He's not connecting with him. He doesn't feel he's got a good relationship with them. And he went on to say, or she went on to say about what Stafford has said, that they say, yes, sir, hello, sir. No, we're not on the same level here. We're both playing in this league. Let me get to know you, Kelly said about her husband trying to get to know the players. But he said it's different, and it's hard for him to get to know these guys. He had a book printed out, all these guys' faces and their names. He's like, I don't even know their names. I don't even know these guys' names. I haven't even got to know these guys by name, is what Stafford's saying. And this is small, kind of petty stuff, but Stafford's already like a concern, you know? Like, I'm already worried about Stafford. And the fact that Stafford is like, I don't even know my wide receivers' names. I'm not building a relationship with my players. How do we expect him to go out there and have a successful season when we're already worried about him? The team was trying to trade him potentially, or hoping in some ways he wouldn't come back. Stafford just kind of showed up. He's very injury prone. He's kind of an integral part of what makes Cooper Kupp deliver production. And if Stafford's having trouble connecting with this team, if Stafford's set up for potentially a failure year, and this team is kind of in shambles in a lot of ways, if Stafford's removed from the equation, Cooper Kupp is not Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp might not be the same player that everybody wants him to be. The player that a lot of people forget he hasn't been his whole career. We're talking about right here that this man in 2022, yes, he was on an amazing pace. I had a screenshot taken where my cursor had that alt tag in front. I'm sorry about that. 2002, 812 yards, 75 receptions. He was on an amazing pace. 2021, that was his magical year. 145. Let me get an indicator on here. 145, 1,947 yards, 16 touchdowns, triple crown. Leading touchdown getter, leading yardage getter, leading reception getter. Before that, he had 1,000-yard season. 3 TDs that year. Before that, the 1161, 10 TDs, 566.6. Obviously, he got hurt. He tore his ACL. This doesn't feel like a safe pick with all the moving parts going on. And we talk about those red flags. And I'm just telling you right now, if Bijan's on the board and you take Cooper Kupp, I'm sending you on a lap. If Kelce's on the board and you take Cooper Kupp, Kelce's proven year after year after year. Yes, I'm worried about him getting hurt at some point. But if you take little Cooper Kupp over Bijan and Kelce, I'm sending you on a lap. I just am. There's no reason to do it. And this is not like a, hey, Smitty, where do you draw the line? You tell me you don't draft him? No, I'm not saying I don't draft him. I'm saying I don't draft him ahead of Bijan and Kelce, which you can almost always do. There's a big difference than me coming out and saying 100% Cooper Kupp's going to bust. I'm not necessarily saying that. And I'm not trying to like cover my bases here. I'm saying that if he fell to me at 12, I'd take him in one of my leagues, 100%. But I am more willing to take that risk at a 12-13 turn pick And I'm quite honestly, I'm saying this out loud. I'm admitting this. I'm putting this out there. I don't think I would draft him in more than 1 out of every 4, 5, 6 leagues, even if he fell to 12. I'd rather get Garrett Wilson. I'd rather go get Tony Pollard. I'd rather get St. Brown. I'd rather get A.J. Brown and get a combination of different guys. I would take Cooper Kupp in 1 league out of 5 or 6 leagues at 12. I will take Cooper Kupp in 0 leagues at his going ADP because Bijan's there and Kelce's there, and they're much safer avenues to win. That's what I have to say about little Cooper Kupp. Appreciate every single one of you being in here, and I just wanted to express my opinion there. We got super chats here from Garrett. We got one from WRM. We got one from Rob. Appreciate you. We got one from Gravy. I'm going to go ahead and pile these on screen here. Gravy, appreciate you. We got one from Brooklyn's Kid. Appreciate you Brooklyn's Kid, dropping the super chat. Gravy, thank you so much. I'm going to check these off, and we're going to start this live draft. If anybody would like to participate, here's the link. Dropping it live, and we're going to go ahead and get into an underdog draft right now, and then I'm going to answer super chats while we're drafting. Let me get rid of this stuff on screen that we no longer need. Thank you for being here. Brooklyn, thank you again. Gravy, let me put all these super chats right here. Rob, hang tight. WRM, I got you, pal. I got you. All right, what we're going to do is click the link that I just dropped. I'll drop it one more time in the live chat. Vega dropping a super. Thank you, Vega. I'm going to put you right there. Nice and neat, tucked away. Okay, this link right here. Do it live. Hit that link right now in the live chat. Do it live. We are going to jump straight in. Let's see what we're going to do today. Weekly winners, Best Ball Mania. Is there anything new? I just want to make sure there's nothing new. Double dribble, no thanks. Okay, so we're going to go to the weekly winners. $15 entry. 3.5 million in prizes. Click the card and then click the green button. I'm going to wait about 5 seconds because there's a YouTube delay and I don't want to get in, too early or something. I'm going to jump in. This is going to have, I believe, 4 or 5 spots. They're going to fill really quickly. This stuff fills very quickly, guys. They're closing out. If you miss out on this draft, please join one right alongside of us. Don't be shy or bashful. Jump right in. Okay, let me see here. Who do we got in here? Who do we got in here tonight? I don't recognize a ton of you. These filled up quick. Jump in one alongside. Don't worry if you're not in my draft. It doesn't matter. We're going to talk about the process together, and we're going to do it live. Also, Underdog sent me... So you guys know I'm doing the 24-hour live stream, right? I'm going to announce that a little bit more hardcore tomorrow with the video and everything. Potentially tomorrow, maybe the next day. But we're doing a live stream, Underdog Fantasy. We're going to do some drafts on Underdog Fantasy. We're going to go live for the entire morning games. All right, not doing drafts. We're going to do some pick'ems. I'm sorry, some higher lows, and we're going to hang out for 24 hours here on opening Sunday, week 1. And Underdog has sent me a little care package. I haven't opened it yet. And these are potentially some of the giveaways we're going to have from Underdog. We're going to have some Grindhouse gear that we're going to potentially give away. A couple of the Law Dog shirts. Grindhouse gear, we'll do some giveaways. I think we'll give away at least 4 or 5 or 6 of those Grindhouse shirts. But we also got these from Underdog. Okay? I'm excited to open these. I'm actually kind of smiling right now because I think I know what they are. So these are what we're going to give away. I'm pick number 11. So it went Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Kelce, Christian McCaffrey, Cooper Kupp, and then we're on the clock. Okay, so these, I believe, are the Underdog team-specific apparel. Apparel number 1. Okay, looks like this is just a blue shirt. I like it, though. It's a nice shirt. Okay. I think this is where it's going to get interesting. I think this is an error. I think these might be team colors. Bijan Robinson just went. Tyreek Hill went. This is the Arizona Cardinal shirt. Arizona Cardinal red. Arizona Cardinal red. So I guess these are, I thought maybe they're going to have team names on them. I don't know if they do anywhere. My studio's lighting's dark, so this is an Arizona Cardinal red. I just don't know if there's a logo somewhere that I'm missing. That's an Arizona Cardinal red. That's pretty good. This is a Chicago Bear color. So we're going to be giving away, I think, like 6 or more, maybe, of these. Chicago Bear. Chicago Bear colors. Underdog fantasy shirt. Chicago Bears. Let's do it live. Okay, your boy's on the clock right now. And I believe Garrett Wilson's there. So we're going to take Garrett Wilson here. And we'll see who comes back to us. This is a nice one. This is the Chicago Bear color. I love that. That's really, really nice. I thought maybe they're going to have the team. This is Atlanta Falcons. This is a Bijan shirt. Bijan shirt. Atlanta Falcons colors. This one right here is a Jacksonville Jaguar. Oh, I'm on the clock. Let's go Pollard. We'll go Garrett Wilson Pollard. We'll do the, I was going to go with the Double Decker, but we're going to go. Ow! Wilson over Diggs, LOL. Welcome to the stream, Austin. Welcome to the stream. Act like you're new. Tell me you're new without telling me you're new. What do you mean, LOL? What do you mean, LOL? You're in Garrett Wilson country, bro. And there's no LOL needed. Garrett Wilson, LOL? Come on, bro. You can do better than that. LOL. Tell us why. Tell us why we can't predict the future, pal. Tell me. Look at this one. Law Dog colors. It's the studio lighting is a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Law Dog colors. And then finally, what was that first one? So Cardinals, Falcons, Bears, Jacksonville Jaguars, and then Detroit Lions. The first one was a Lions one. This is a Detroit Lions one right here. That makes sense. That's a Detroit Lions one. Man, I got some good shirts here. Damn. And one more. Seattle Seahawks, baby. We're giving away a grip of these on the 24-hour live stream. Wow, these are some nice shirts. Seattle Seahawks colors. I'll stand up and show all these in a minute. Let's get to the draft real quick, and then I'll get to these super chats. Okay. I always love when someone comes in here and says, like, Diggs. No offense, bro. No offense, Austin, but Diggs over Garrett Wilson over Diggs. LOL. Can't be that high on Diggs. It hasn't happened yet. If it hasn't happened yet, you can't do it. You can't be into it. You just can't. No, you can't. Diggs is causing drama, but it doesn't matter. Can't do it. I still appreciate you, Austin. I hope you know that. But come on, bro. Like, what channel do you think you're watching? This ain't no cookie cutter channel, my broski. Dope shirts, you're right. These are all sweet shirts, man. I can't wait to... I'll take Wilson over Diggs. Andre says, you're not alone. You're not alone, my guy. And it's okay if you like Diggs. Like, here's the thing. Here, Carlos agrees. I think this is what he means. Carlos agrees. He goes Diggs over Garrett Wilson. But I'm not going to say Diggs over Garrett Wilson, LOL. Lol. That's the difference. It's a preference thing. It's not a LOL or emoji, insert emoji type of reaction. This is a very arguable thing. You can't say LOL. That's like saying, oh, the world's round, LOL. Come on, bro. Like, you're okay liking Diggs. You're fine. But that's not LOL or crying emoji or eyeball rolling emoji worthy. It's just not. Bijan, greatest player in the NFL? Very well could be. The show still loves you, Austin. Austin says, I'll take Wilson in Amon-Ra over Javonte area, but not over Lamb, and that's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying the LOL was not a misappropriation of LOL usage. Is all I was telling you. Okay, here we go. Soothing Music says, should I take Bijan 7th overall over Eckler and Kupp? Absolutely. That's the message I'm trying to convey to you. JT, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Good God. This got thin really quick. 12 seconds left. Good Lord. I guess I'm going to go eat. I don't have a lot of ETN shares. So I have Garrett Wilson, Pollard, ETN. I do not have a lot of ETN shares. This feels good. This feels good to me. It felt like ETN's a little high there, but this is the 3-4 turn. You know, this is where decisions can be made in regards to who you believe has the best chance of falling back to you and how that can look at the end of it all. 3-4 turn stuff is, I consider this a 4th rounder, essentially. You know, I can look at this and say, let me reach 2 or 3 spots, make this ETN pick happen, because I'm not feeling really good about who I'm taking there unless I reach for a guy I love. Need a shirt that says Bijan by committee. That would be funny. Okay, so I could go Burrow. I could go Brees. I could go... I think I'll go Burrow. Feel like I took best player available. Garrett Wilson, Tony Pollard, Travis Etienne, Joe Burrow. Feel pretty good about that. Vega with a $5 hauler. 12-team PPR. Herbie, JT, Walker, Chase, AJ, Komet, D, Hop, Panthers, D, Swift, Gibson, Thomas. Okay. What should you do about JT? Bro, I don't think you can do anything about it at this point. You know, it's like this team looks great if JT's replaced by ETN, Walker, Hall, all of which I do not think are attainable anymore using JT, unfortunately. So you kind of got to let it ride. I don't know. The only thing I would do if I'm you can't trade any. I mean, you got to break up Chase, or you got to trade Herbie away and go really light at QB, which I hate to do. And I don't even know if somebody's going to give you anything for Herbs that you want, because maybe nobody's QB needy, or the 1 or 2. And really it only is in each league. It's 1 or 2 teams that are QB needy. I don't know if anybody's tried to trade a QB in a league this year, but there's usually 1, maybe 2 if you're lucky, teams that need a QB. Terry R. Get Breest despite ripping up his knee in the team signing Cook. Also Smitty, fade Kupp because he got hurt last season. Okay, Terry, I don't know what this means, Terry. If you're deucing out, good luck if that's what you're saying, but I don't know what you're trying to imply there. You think what you want, pal. Hey, Smitty, I got offered Tony Pollard straight up for Olave. I'd take Tony Pollard. I like it. I like it, bro. Bijan by committee. I do like that. That's pretty funny. We'll see what happens coming back here. I don't know what to tell you, bro, on this. Try to get JT out of there for... I mean, somebody's going to be an ambulance chaser maybe, but what can you get? Can you get a Pierce even? Can you get anybody? But you do need somebody. You've got a really good team. Try to replace him with the Pacheco McKinnon. Look, if you got Pacheco McKinnon for JT, you could do way worse than that, bro. You could also wait, hold off, and hope he comes back, throw Swift in your lineup. You know what? I'm going to say that. I'm going to say your team's strong enough, Vega, that if you hold off, throw JT on the bench. Obviously, he's out 4 games. Throw Swift in, pray Swift balls out, and you'll be okay for the 4 games potentially, and then maybe he gets traded to the Eagles or something, and then you got the Swift JT combo, which you might have been hoping you were getting anyway, weren't you? I don't blame you. Yeah, Vega, I'm going to go ahead and actually change my tune and just say ride it out. Don't make any crazy moves. You've got Herbs, you got Walker, you got Chase, you got AJ, you got Komet, you got D-Hop. That's really good. I don't know if I see Charbonnet. I don't know if you missed on Charbonnet, bro. Damn it, Vega. But I think you ride it out. You just got to hope for the best with JT. JT's got to really save your season. Maybe he won't, maybe he will. But you've got a good team. Just let it ride. Hey, Smitty, how do I call into the show? When the phone number goes on the top of the screen, Brooklyn, you can dial in and I will do my best to answer the call for you. Appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat, young man. Thank you. I appreciate you. $5 holler, 0.5, 10 team, Fields, Walker, Connor, Wilson, Olave, Judy, Kelce. Fantastic, bro. Unbelievable squad there. Hold on. So, my team, Garrett Wilson, ETN, Pollard, Burrow. This is good. I guess I'll go Pickens here. It's not that early, but a little bit early. Just a touch. I like him in 6, but this is the end of 5 again. I treat this as kind of like the 5-6 turn. It feels like 2 6-round picks to me. I can justify it that way if I got to go a little bit early to make sure I get a guy. Walker, Fields, Connor. Walker, Fields, get rid of Connor. Wilson, Olave's fire. Judy and Connor for one better player. Whether it's Hall, whether it's even Debo would be great. You've got Kamara, Kirk. You got a really good squad. Go trade for Debo. Go trade for Ridley with that combo, broski. That's what I'm doing. I'm beefing up at the wide receivers here. So Tony Pollard, ETN, Burrow, Garrett Wilson, George Pickens, Jahan Dotson. Moonman material, you know, it's a Moonman driven team. Rob with the super chat. Robbie, appreciate you. $5. What's up, Smitty? Drafted the 12-team full PPR Fields, Bijan, Taylor, Olave, Cooper, Hawkinson, London, but have Judy and B-Rob on the bench. Sit on JT or trade. Fields, Bijan, and then B-Rob is now your running back. Olave, Cooper. I assume that's Amari Cooper. Hawkinson, London. You know, if it's me, bro, I'm trading Judy for, like, Judy's got that crazy ADP of, you know, round 4 before the injury. Now he's more 6. But Pacheco comes to mind. That could be a really, really good piece to go get. Pacheco, Swift, Kamara using Judy. B-Rob and Judy for any one of those running backs. Pacheco, Swift, Kamara territory. I'm going to keep throwing Debo out for people just to go get him anyway. 10-team, 2 flex, 1 point PPR, Lamar Cousins. 10-team, 2 flex, but not super flex. I don't see super flex. Diggs, Garrett Wilson, Ridley. Amazing wide receivers. Cooper, Amari Cooper, I trade. Breece Hall, Herbert, Waller, Godwin, Dylan, Charbonnet. Okay, so no Walker anywhere. I'm using Amari Cooper and Godwin to go get Walker. I'm using Waller and Godwin, Waller and Cooper to go get Walker. I want you to have Diggs, Lamar, Garrett Wilson, Ridley, Walker, Breece Hall. That's what I want for you. Flowers is going to gain great value for you. Herbert's good, but I want you to have Walker. And if you can't get Walker, Amari Cooper for Debo. Debo is like the highest recommend right now on a lot of these teams. Pierce is good. Javonte's good. Kamara's good. Amari Cooper to get one of those guys. Pacheco and McKinnon together. If somebody's got him, I'd take over Amari Cooper, but you could get more potentially. I truly like that better. I think Pacheco's so underrated right now. Pacheco McKinnon especially is very underrated. Garrett with the $5 hauler. Drafted tonight, 12-man PPR team is Burrow, Pollard, Javonte Williams, Garrett Wilson, Ridley, Dotson, Pickens, Goddard, Kincaid, McKinnon, Charbonnet, any trades? Nope, those are moon men extraordinaires. Nothing you can really do until they gain value, unless you can get someone to pay the piper for Dotson or Pickens to upgrade Javonte into a Bijan or a Gibson. That's it. You can't get that done. I'm waiting on this team to produce so that it gains more value and you get more trade interest. Otherwise, you're going to end up just selling low. $20 hauler from Casino. Appreciate you.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat. $20 super chat.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Thank you, pal. Casino, $20 hauler. Smitty, say I'm drafting 6 and I get Kelce and Mahomes in the second, then stack wide receiver running backs the rest of the draft. Smitty approved. Yeah, it's best player available still, though. It does. I mean, best player available changes as your team evolves too, though. You know, like what's your position of need? That's included in best player available, essentially. So if you go Kelce, Mahomes, let me make this pick real quick. I'm going to go Swift here. If you go Kelce, Mahomes, then ideally, if you go Gibbs in round 3, I do want you to try and focus on a Debo or a Ridley if they fall, a Watson, Christian Watson, and then you come out super balanced, bro. If you come out with Mahomes, Kelce, or Kelce, Mahomes, Gibbs, Debo, that's when you just get in your car, turn the key, and drive straight to the nearest bank. And you say, give me an advance. I'm winning my fantasy league. All right, now I'm on the clock again. Burrow, Tony Pollard, ETN, Swift, Garrett Wilson, Pickens, Dotson, wide receivers available. I'm going to go ahead and forego a wide receiver here. What tight ends are there? Ingram's pretty good. Quarterbacks, not going that route. Is Pacheco still here? He is. I'm going to beef up at running back, even though you can only start 2 in a flex. I've got, I think, one of the craftiest teams I think you can build from this slot. Really. Burrow, Tony Pollard, ETN, DeAndre Swift, Pacheco, Garrett Wilson, Pickens, Dotson. Kind of a underrated wide receiver room for sure, but we believe in these guys. So I love that running stable mixed with Burrow. Feels pretty good. Casino, appreciate you. Hope that helped you, and thank you for your super chat. You are an amazing dude, my man. Thank you. Let me put all these in the corner, and I'll get to the phone lines for a few seconds here. Travis, what's up, my guy?
Hey, Smitty. I was just calling. I told Mark Berkland I'd call in and ask a quick question for him. He's trying to trade for Walker in Dynasty PPR. Would you do Ramondre for Walker straight up?
If you got Charbonnet, I would.
Yeah,
I know,
he doesn't.
I know. Yeah,
he's really deep though. He has like Bijan and a couple other really good running backs. So.
I mean, the bottom line is like Ramondre's got a higher ADP, and I never recommend people go out there and make trades that are essentially bad against ADP, because it's just like, it's not good business. You know, you gotta plan for the worst. You can't start trying to redefine value. And I'm not saying I don't take my guy, but I'm trying to get just a little bit more to make it fair.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like in a vacuum, who do I think outscores the other? But it's got to be Charbonnet. Like with Charbonnet, I want Walker and Charbonnet. Without Charbonnet, maybe Ramondre's a tad bit safer. But that doesn't mean
even if he's really deep at running back. I forget exactly who he had. I know there was Bijan. And there was a couple other real good running backs. I mean, it's Dynasty, though. So.
I mean, in the end, it's Dynasty. If it's Dynasty, I want Walker. That's a whole different question.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole different question.
Yeah, it's Dynasty PPR. Yeah.
I'm gonna put on one of you. I want to put on my Seattle Seahawks shirt on that note. Let me put on my Kenneth Walker shirt. Hold on. Let's do this live. This is my Kenneth Walker Seattle Seahawks Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty shirt. We're giving away probably, I would guess 6 to maybe more. I don't want to overpromise, but like probably 6+ shirts during the 24-hour opening Sunday week 1 live stream. This feels almost like glow in the dark material, but this shirt is pretty amazing. These are all the team shirts. This is Seattle. Let me see. I'll make sure I don't want to time out. This is Seattle. This is the Lions, the Detroit Lions. This one right here. And I should have a lot of these. I don't know what team ones I'll have. This one right here is the, what is this one? The Falcons. The Falcons. This one right here is the Jaguars. This one right here is the Chicago Bears. God, I got apparel for days. This is all I'm going to wear, the Chicago Bears. This one right here is my final one. And it is the... What is this one? On the clock. What did I say this one was? It almost looks like the Commanders, but I don't think it was. What was this one? Somebody remind me.
The Cardinals?
Yeah, Cardinals.
Yeah, Cardinals
yeah. It doesn't look like the Cardinal red. That's why it threw me off. You're right. It was the Cardinals. You're right. I was looking at it and I'm like, what team did I get? This doesn't look like the Cardinals. It's like a different kind of red. I need a wide receiver real quickly. Hold on. I'm going to go McKinnon here. Cuff him to Sharp. I got a lot of running backs. I'm pretty good at RB. I do this a lot. I beef up at RB when I'm not loving the wide receivers there, and I come around for my sleeper wide receivers to get 4, 5, 6, 7 wide receivers on the board. Let me get these super chats out of the way real quick, and then we'll continue real quick. So hold on.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Smitty, I'm going to jump. The one other thing I was just going to ask was, would you do Olave for Pollard in a dynasty? Which side would you take on that 12-team dynasty?
Olave, Pollard dynasty. I probably lean the wide receiver in dynasty just because you're going to get like 10 years with them.
All right, thanks. I'm going to jump. I'll call back if I have a question.
Okay, all right, later. Appreciate you, man.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to go Romeo Dobbs here. So the team is as follows so far. Whoops. The team is as follows: Joe Burrow, Tony Pollard, Etienne, Swift, Isaiah Pacheco, McKinnon, Garrett Wilson, Pickens, Dotson, Dobbs. Pretty good. I'm liking that. Mark with the $2 Kupp, Kelce, or Bijan. Kupp and Kelce or Bijan. 12-team half PPR. Kelce and Kupp or Bijan. Oh, so you're saying if you're drafting. I mean, Mark, you know my answer to this. It's not Kupp. This whole live stream is avoid Kupp at that territory. So the answer to that is obviously going to be Bijan or Kelce. But the true answer is, what do you love to draft? What do you draft best? Do you draft good drafting Kelce in round 1? Have you done it before? It's an easier year to do it, but it still takes a little bit of skill. I would say probably Kelce if you have some Bijan shares already. If you don't have a single share of Bijan, you got to get a share of Bijan, and I would make it happen. But if you're saturated in Bijan Robinson shares, then go ahead and go Kelce in this one. Mix it up a little bit with some players that we love. $5 hauler. Thank you for that super chat, by the way. Hurts, CMC, JT, Harris, Watson, Godwin, DJ, London. Man, JT, that hurts. That hurts, bro. Damian Harris, Watson. I don't know. I mean, this team's kind of got enough to still stay afloat. You just got to wait it out. There's nothing you can do. If you drafted JT against the advice of this channel, I will do my best to help you. But there's not much you can do here other than Let Watson gain value. No one's overpaying for him. Let London gain value. No one's overpaying for him. Let DJ Moore gain value. No one's overpaying for him. You've got a good enough team with CMC Hurts. You could divide CMC up into like Walker and, I don't even know that you need the wide receivers though, but you could divide Walker up into like a player that if you can start all your wide receivers, excluding Godwin, you trade Godwin for something. Part of me wonders if you could trade Godwin and JT for Walker. Godwin and JT for Ramondre. Godwin for Javonte. Godwin for Kamara. Godwin for Pacheco and McKinnon. Then you ride it out. You wait for JT to come back and maybe he saves you. I don't know. It's a really, those are some pretty decent moves, I think. Abraham, if you want to call in a minute too, we can discuss it, but I'll definitely try and help you further. But those are pretty good moves, I think. Godwin, JT for Debo. JT for Debo, bro. Auction draft tomorrow. I want to get 3 elite wide receivers. Would you rather have Chase, Wilson, DJ, or Wilson, Amon-Ra, Waddle? I think you're planning too much for a strategy that could backfire. I think you got to go with the flow, bro. I would not force this. Don't go in forcing that. But, I like what you're doing here, but I definitely would take it slower. I would go Chase, Wilson, and DJ Moore, personally. DJ Moore's closer to Waddle, maybe even equal to Waddle. So the Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra is nice, but Chase and Wilson's better. Let's go over to Grant real quick from Cali. Grant, go ahead.
Hey, Smitty. Real quick, funny story. My buddy passed up on Jamar Chase last night. Jamar Chase, and he has Jonathan Taylor, and he got offered Jamar Chase for Jonathan Taylor and CeeDee Lamb, and I was shocked.
He got, what did he end up doing?
He didn't take a trade. So he got offered Jamar Chase for Jonathan Taylor and CeeDee Lamb, and he was going to send over CeeDee Lamb and Jonathan Taylor, and he didn't do it. He could have got Jamar Chase today for pretty much free for CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, but that's, let's be honest, man. We can't blame him for that. But number one could argue, I'm not saying I'd rather have Chase, at this point, but one could argue that JT could still come back. Like, what if he comes back in 4 games, gets traded to the Eagles, and then has an amazing finish? It's certainly possible. Like, Lamb and JT could potentially be better. I would take Chase, but I'm just saying that's not the craziest story. But I hear you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird things that I've been told. Things that people could have done. I just feel bad for everybody that drafted him because it's such a crappy situation. And the part that's kind of like, I don't know, nerve-wracking in a way and kind of like confusing is that he was about to be traded and he didn't get traded, so then he goes on the PUP for 4 weeks. Doesn't make sense. Unless we later on hear that, hey, he wouldn't have passed his physical, this is why the teams didn't go after him. There's a lot, like I can see Schefter coming out. I'm not saying this will happen for sure, but I can see Schefter coming out going, the reason there are around certain league officials are talking about that, they had some concerns about JT passing the physical, that he might not be able to pass the physical, and so therefore teams were not willing to offer a lot for a player that couldn't maybe help them for 4, 5, 6 weeks. And that could end up being what ultimately happened, and why.
Yeah, I think that you see a lot of baggage with that trade, right? Where it's like, you have to think about what you have to give up, which is what they wanted first round value. And I think Jim Irsay is one of those owners that when he says he wants this, he wants that, right? And so when he's not getting what he wants, then on top of that, if you do give up first round value, you have to also think about signing him to an extension of a certain amount of guaranteed money. And I just don't think any team is willing to take that risk.
Not if he's not healthy.
You're right. It is. Yeah, especially if he's not healthy. And I think you're right because, you see a lot of people saying they got steals like last week when they got him in the 4th round. And now it's like you wasted a 4th round where you could have got maybe a Jahmyr Gibbs in a sleeper league, right? Versus some grandmas are playing or Joe Burrow or something. So it is unfortunate. Yeah. All
right, Grant, what else you got? I got to jump to the next caller and then get to these super
chats.
You're
good. I just wanted to
open the phone.
Talk to you about that.
All right, I'm going to open the phone lines after this, and then if you want to call back in. All right, thanks, man.
Okay.
Appreciate you. Later. Will from the Bay, real quickly, pal, and then I got to jump to these, then I'll come back to the phone lines.
Oh, hi. Hey, Smitty.
What's up?
I just had my draft today, and I was seeing if you could check out my team.
Read it real quick, and then I'll
Okay.
see what I can do.
All right. I have Lamar Jackson, Josh Jacobs, Damian Pierce, Jamar Chase. I have Kadarius Toney, but I've got other guys on the bench that's probably going to start week 1. George Kittle, DeAndre Swift, Dolphins defense. And then on the bench, I have Jackson Smith-Njigba, Zay Flowers, Brock Purdy, Sam Laporta, Jonathan Mingo, Jamison Williams, and Deuce Vaughn.
I like it. The only thing I would look to do if it was me, maybe you don't feel this way. I would look to trade. Jacobs for a running back like Walker, Breece Hall, or a Pacheco and Debo as an example. I would look to divide him up and use that what is probably climbing into near second round value, at least top of third value for Jacobs, which I don't think he holds personally, and I would just cash in on it. Because even if I'm wrong, huh?
No, I said, damn. It's interesting because he just fell to me. I had the number 3 overall pick, and he fell to me at the 2-3 turn, and I was like, man, I can't really pass him up, sort of thing.
Well, I mean, you got to trust your gut, but I've been beating this drum for a while that he's not somebody that I like this year. Holding out essentially, even though it wasn't technically holding out, he was treating it like a holdout. He wasn't here for all of August. He had close to 400 touches. The offense is going to be kind of shaky under Jimmy. There's just a lot of reasons to run from that. But I wouldn't say that he fell to the 2-3 turn. I think that's a reach, but that's me. Not everybody's going to agree with that. Jahmyr Gibbs, I'd smash over Jacobs all day long. I mean, you've been watching the channel, man. Look who's on the Moon Men list. Look at these guys.
The Moon Men.
Dropping I don't have Jacobs on here.
Space.
But it doesn't mean I'm gonna be right. But man, we've been talking Gibbs up. We've been training you for this, man. Training you for this. 2-3 turn, you smash Jahmyr Gibbs. But
I feel like he's. I like him. I think he's a little small.
Well, I mean,
Gibbs.
A lot of people think that, and that's why we're getting him in the 3rd round. It's a key.
Yeah.
Tell everybody. He's. I mean, he's 200 pounds, man. He's 200 pounds. You could call him small. Yeah. You don't think he's gonna gain 7-8 pounds of NFL weight, eating NFL meals, and working out with NFL weights, NFL trainers, NFL nutritionists. You don't think he's gonna put on like 5 or 6 LBs? Tony Pollard's 209. This guy's 199. Like he came in at 199. Granted, he could lose a little weight. Like he might have gained a little weight at the combine just to beef up. But like he's gonna gain more NFL weight than I think lose it. Like I don't think he's losing weight at the NFL level. Like maybe he gains only 3 pounds, 4 pounds, whatever. But we've seen running backs his stature survive. Not to mention, bro, in practice he's been going crazy. He's so electric and fast. I described what that beat writer said about him. I talk about this all the time, where he took a handoff, and then the very next first play he took a handoff. The very next play he lined up in the slot he's lined up as a slot wide receiver, caught a pass immediately. So he's back-to-back plays used. And then the third play, consecutive, lined up in the slot, went in motion, returned to the backfield. They snapped the ball, handed it to him. He's like, they gave him the ball 3 straight times. Like, he's just constantly being used. He's a weapon. I go trade Jacobs for Gibbs, in my opinion. But that's me. You got to trust your gut, bro. You're the one that's got to play with your team on Sundays. But, hey, call back, Will, when we open the phone lines, okay?
Thank you. Good.
Right.
Thanks for the advice.
Yeah. But trust your gut, bro. All right, later. I could be wrong on Gibbs. I don't think I am. I don't think I am. This guy looks like a machine. 10-man PPR, Geno, ETN, White, Hill, DK, Kelce, Stevenson. Bench is Rondell. I'm on the clock here. Rasheed Rice, Derek Carr, Okonkwo. I want to go Okonkwo here. I've got Kmet Okonkwo. Okay, my team looks pretty good. I mean, Burrow, Love, Pollard, Etienne, Swift, Pacheco, McKinnon, Garrett Wilson, George Pickens, Jahan Dotson, Romeo Dobbs, Cole Kmet Okonkwo. Waiting a little bit on wide receivers. But, I mean, I have another pick right here. So let's take a look at the wide receivers. I know what we're going to do. Assuming this guy isn't one of ours. Okay, yeah. So we'll go Tank Dell. So feeling pretty good. The wide receiver room for waiting on my wide receiver 4-5 looks great. Wilson, Pickens, Dotson, Romeo Dobbs, Tank Dell, Okonkwo, Kmet. We'll see how Kmet is health-wise. Pollard, Etienne, Swift, Pacheco, McKinnon, Burrow, Love. Weekly winners. Let's ride. All right. Board view. 10-man, Gino, Etienne, White, Hill, DK, Kelce, Stevenson. Bench is Rondell, Kirk. I think Kirk's got good value. JK's got good value to trade, and I don't want those. I like Kirk. I'm not saying I don't want Kirk, but I want to capitalize on his value. Khalil Herbert, I'd probably hold him unless you could trade him. This team doesn't have Walker, but this team does have Charbonnet. You're a perfect candidate to go trade maybe Rashad White and probably like a J.K. Dobbins or a J.K. Dobbins and Kirk, Rashad White and Kirk. Try and get Walker. I would honestly give J.K. Dobbins, Kirk, and Rashad White in your situation for Walker and then something else small. I'd give all of that for a top 25 overall player, assuming that is a signed off player that I like. Yeah, this is weekly winners. Those would be the moves I would probably try and make, my man. I just feel like those are the best ones. Patel. Hi, my boys and Smitty. Just looking for advice. 12-man league, PPR, Lamar, Gino, Bijan, Brees, Montgomery, Charbonnet, Ridley, Amon-Ra, Watson, Jahan Dotson, Godwin, Elijah Moore, Juwan Johnson. Assuming it's a 1 QB league, I don't see Superflex anymore. Bijan, Brees, Monty. Again, you guys are doing exactly what I've advised you do. You snipe Charbonnet and then you maybe open the door. Monty and Watson, Monty and Godwin. Monty and Godwin for Walker? Bro, it would be a home run move. Monty and Godwin for Debo. Monty and Godwin for Ridley. That's where I'm going with this, Patel. Appreciate you. Don Tony with a $5 hauler, 12-team PPR. Fields, Saquon, Najee, Ridley. Very good. Mike Williams, tradable. Pittman, tradable. Lockett, tradable. Swift, I like him. Tradable, but I like him. Dobbs, tradable. It's a little light, bro. Not going to lie. Your first rounder was Saquon. Your second rounder was Ridley. You got to be careful with Ridley in the second round. You got to really smash those other picks if you're going to reach for Ridley. I think Najee you took in round 3 or Fields in round 3 or the other one in 3 and the other one in 4. And then I don't know what you did here because it feels like you lost a player somewhere in the 5th round. Mike Williams, was that your 5th round pick? That is not a 5th round pick for me. So that's probably where I would have went different. But could you trade Lockett and Mike Williams for one better player? And keep using Debo because it's a fantastic buy low. Underdog fan. Let's look at like 3rd round players right here. Calvin Ridley, you have, right? No? Calvin Ridley. You have him. Okay. Ridley. Okay. Ridley. Gibbs is a target using that package. Debo's a target. Etienne's a target. Even Ramondre Stevenson, who goes in 4, is a target. You got Najee already. Brees Hall's a target. Kenneth Walker's a target. That's what I do with this team. Give up Lockett, Mike Williams, or Swift and Lockett, Swift and Mike Williams, Lockett and Mike Williams. Yeah. Mike Williams and Saquon for, well, yeah, let's start with what I'm recommending there, man, and go from there. Should I take Bijan 7th overall over Eckler? Of course, I would. Kupp, soothing music. Again, the purpose of this live stream is to spread some Cooper Kupp awareness. I just don't think he's a safe top 5 pick. Love the show, but Aaron Rodgers is washed, says Russ. I mean, Russ, call in. I just want to know what makes you think that. Deuce, I'm at timeout, so I'll just take Deuce. Weekly winners. I don't necessarily need backup tight ends and quarterbacks because I like mine, and this is weekly winners. Doesn't hurt, but I'd rather take a stab at like another running back or wide receiver, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the wide receivers and say, give me Curtis Samuel because I have Dotson. Call in it. I just want to hear your argument about Rodgers. I just want to hear it. Pick 5. Pick at 5 standard. Kelce, Bijan, or Tyreek. Bijan, and then Kelce. Or Kelce, Bijan for me. They're all really good. Kamara, 4th round. No, too early. He's a 5th rounder. I wouldn't take Kamara in the 4th round. What about Warren? I mean, he is not a 4th rounder, if that's what you're asking. He's not a 5th rounder, if that's what you're asking. He's a nice sleeper player that you need to take. Let's see where Jaylen Warren went in this draft. You can't even sniff him in those rounds, in my opinion. Even if his ADP is showing that now, that's way too early for Jaylen Warren. He's a backup. He's a great cuff. He's crafty. He's got a little bit of a poor man's Tony Pollard feel, but there's no way Jaylen Warren. Let's see where Jaylen Warren's going. Let's see here. So Najee's going in the 4th round. Jaylen Warren. Where is he going? Where is he? There he is. 10th round, bro. So I don't know if you're just bringing him up separately, but 10th round. That's good value. That's good value. But like in the 8th round, no thank you. You know, 9th, 10th round, sure. Charbonnet, right before Charbonnet, okay. Before Pacheco, no thank you. No way. Kamara, 4th round. Kamara went and at pick number... Breece Hall went in the 5th round at 5.1. Kenneth Walker went at 5.1. Bijan went at 4.12. Aaron Jones went at 5.2. Alexander Madison went in the 5th round. Swift, Miles Sanders, Javonte. Kamara went in the 7th round, bro. Look at this right here. 7th round. Now, this is Underdog. I think in the real world with grandmas where ADPs aren't accurate at all, people are taking him a little earlier. But I think the 4th round is too big of a reach for a guy that's missing 3 games. He's a league winner, but he's a league winner in just the right place. You can't take him in round 4 missing 3 games. There's no upside at that point. Thank you for the super chat, my guy. Should I offer Najee and McLaurin for Breece and Debo? Yes. With the turf toe, give me the Breece Debo all day long, bro. All day long. Smash. Easy. Got him moment. You pull that off, come back, we're celebrating. And we're hitting the got him button. $5 holler. Chris says I'm at my back-to-back picks again. Dynasty. Options are Quentin Johnson, Addison, McLaurin, Judy, Christian Watson, DJ Moore. What's this Watson and Watson? You got Watson twice. Amari Cooper, Flowers, Pickens. The answer is DJ Moore and Christian Watson. That's the answer. Even if DJ Moore is a little older than Flowers and Pickens, I just feel like I'm going DJ Moore and Watson. So that's easy. That's a home run. That's a smash. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Let's see if we got any more that have come in here. I think I got all the super chats caught up. If you want a super chat, I will throw it immediately on screen and answer it. Phone lines are open if you guys would like to dial in. I know some of you aren't going to like this Cooper Kupp conversation piece that we got here, but it is what it is. It's how I feel, and my job is to come in here and tell you how I'm feeling, and you guys don't have to agree with it. It's not something that we always have to agree with, you know, these topics in here, but this is an awareness of mine, and I could be wrong, but Cooper Kupp, 30 years old, I'm going to go ahead and stay away. Vaughn dropping this super chat, $5 holler, 12 team. I have Pierce, Stevenson, Mixon, McKinnon. Guy wants running back. He wants Mixon, Stevenson for Kelce, and Tank. I assume Tank Dell. Honestly, if it's Tank Dell or Tank Bigsby, I like them kind of the same. So I could answer this question in a way that makes sense for both. I'm taking Kelce and Tank in a millisecond. Because think about it, bro. Kelce's going at 5-6 overall. Stevenson's going in the 3rd, 4th round turn. Mixon, I don't think belongs in 4 or 5. It's probably good value to some people, but I'm going to go ahead and say take a pass on that, bro. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who's this and where are you calling from, bro?
How's it going? This is Brooklyn. I'm actually calling from Florida.
Brooklyn.
My name's Mike, though. Yeah,
Mike?
the guy who put the super chat up.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to put you in as your YouTube name so I can recognize you. So Brooklyn from Florida. What's up, Brooklyn from Florida?
So, in my second league here, I went with my 3-stack wide receiver picks, but I ended up getting sniped for Kenneth Walker. But I was able to pull out Justin Jefferson, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson. I was going for the 4th round to take Kenneth Walker. He got sniped, and now I'm looking with Javonte Williams, James Cook. I got Dalvin Cook, Kamara, and Charbonnet on my bench. So I'm kind of wondering if I can package something to move up for a Walker or something.
Name your team again, and let me see.
Okay, so starters. I got Burrow as my quarterback, Javonte Williams, James Cook, Justin Jefferson, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson.
Fire.
And then, yeah. So I got the 6-stack for receivers, but I kind of got messed up on running backs there. Bench running backs would be Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara. I got Charbonnet.
I mean, Dalvin Cook and Kamara are not bad. That's not horrible. Cook's going to get in there and do some things. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be useless. I do think Brees is going to go crazy. But that's an interesting running back stable. And I'm sorry, give me your starting running backs one more time.
Starting is Javonte Williams and James Cook, his brother.
Okay. So James Cook, I'm trading. I'm definitely interested in trading Dalvin Cook for sure. I'm just saying those aren't horrible if you could. You got Javonte and Kamara. Javonte and Kamara with those wide receivers. And who was your quarterback?
Burrow.
Yeah, bro, you don't have to make a trade. You got Kamara and Javonte. But do I want Walker? Hell yeah. So, I mean, would I trade Kamara and James Cook for Walker? Absolutely. Would I trade Javonte and James? So, Kamara and James Cook or Javonte and Cook for Walker? I would. Would I trade?
Fair enough. I also have Drake London and Najimba on my bench too. So I have 2 other.
Bro, you could go that route too. You got tons of ways you can do that. I would serve up London and James Cook in a millisecond for Walker, and I think that's pretty good. I think you're giving them a kind of a value there.
Right.
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Ziggy off.
Fair enough. So we're looking decent here then. All right.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. You did good.
Cool. Cool.
All right, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
All right, later.
All right, late.
Okay, let me go over to the super chat here. So, Michael, hopefully I helped you out, but Kelce and Tank Dell or Tank Bigsby, either one, I'm taking that. That's a really, really good trade. What is going on with my... What's Ziggy doing? Thank you, Michael, for the super chat. Okay, phone lines are open if anybody wants to dial in. This draft is over. I'll go over my team one more time. Again, Burrow, Love, Pollard, ETN, Swift, Pacheco, McKinnon, Vaughn. I think that's a really, really good top half, middle of the team, and then the lower half. Garrett Wilson, Pickens, Dotson, Romeo Dobbs, Tank Dell, Curtis Samuel, Richie James, Cole Kmet, Okonkwo, and Darnell Washington. Not my best team, but I don't mind it at all. We'll see what the score is. We'll see what they give me. CMC, Eckler are awesome, says Travis. They are. Those are good running backs. Frankie. All right, Grant from Cali's calling back in. What's up, Grant from Cali? What can I do for you, pal?
All right, Smitty. So I wanted to tell you about my sleeper team that I drafted a couple of days ago. I want to get Shad to know, and you remember we got into it last week because of the Kyle Shanahan comments that I was standing for. I know you hung up on me, and I know you felt really bad, Smitty. I know you felt bad for hanging up on me, so I wanted to make you happy, Smitty. I wanted to make you happy because you are my favorite streamer that I watch, and I didn't mean to break your heart, man. So I went with the sleeper league, and I did Joe Burrow, Bijan, Tony Pollard, Chris Olave, Debo, and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Love it.
And then on my bench, I still have Alvin Kamara, Jahan Dotson, and then Christian Watson.
Smash.
So I just wanted to make you happy, man. I felt really bad about pissing you off so bad. So here you go. There you go. And
No, you didn't piss me off. I don't really get mad, bro. It may seem like it. This is just my resting face, but I mean, you were coming in with some craziness, but that's okay. Neither here nor there. I like that team a lot. I mean, you got a blueprint there that you followed, and it worked to a T, bro. To a T. Nice work.
No, it did work. It did work. But yeah, I'm stoked. I mean, what is your take on Trey Lance and the Cowboys? What do you think happens with that?
I think Trey Lance.
I know it doesn't mean anything for fantasy, but
I think Trey Lance has a shot, and it's small. It's not, he's got to have a lot of devastation happen around him for him to even get a shot. But at least he's somewhere else because he got completely ruined. And he was on track to never recover. At least he's got a small window of opportunity. It's rattled Dak. Dak was not happy about it. You could tell when he was interviewed. And, frankly, if I was Dak, I'd be a little pissed too. And there's a good chance Dak gets injured or gets rattled or, this whole changing offense doesn't necessarily. What's that background noise? Can everybody mute that's on hold? I don't know if that is Grant making all that noise or if it's a mixture. But mute if you aren't talking right now, if you guys would. But I don't know. I don't know that this is going to work out. I mean, Trey Lance at least has an opportunity, and Dak looks rattled. And Dak has been throwing INTs in practice, but he is going against one of the best defenses in football on a daily basis, so that's a good thing. I don't know though. I'm not super excited for Trey Lance's situation. It's just better than it was. He'd probably start sooner in San Francisco, but not hold on to the job. Just meaning the injuries are so crazy in San Francisco that the odds of Dak going down. Did Cooper Rush get cut today? Is something I missed? Does anybody know? I don't think he got cut, did he?
No, he didn't.
Okay, thank God, because I haven't been able to look down the whole list, and when I found out Cunningham was cut when I was live, I was shocked.
Yeah, I was watching that stream where you were talking.
I was pissed.
Malik Cunningham. I'm like,
yeah. I was leading the charge. But I still am. I think they bring him back. I mean, he may have been technically released, passed through, and come back. Who knows? But I don't know if you got me on like some speaker or something, Grant. But there's this crazy echo constantly. I don't know if you got me on speaker or what's going on. But it's.
No, I have got my AirPods.
There's a lot of reverb. Anyway, that's my thoughts on anything else, Grant. Good job with your team.
Nope, that'll be all.
All right, good job with your team.
Yeah, of course.
Later. All right, later. Steve O, you're live on the show. Everybody else remain muted if you could. Spiffy, please be muted. Tyler, please be muted. And Steve O, you are up.
Hey, Smitty. Just drafted a couple days ago. My team is T-Law, Najee, Ken Walker, Wilson, Amon-Ra.
Sick.
Terry McLaurin, Drake London, Pacheco, Charbonnet. I got the Eagles, Jets defense, Mingo, Tank Dell, and Marvin Mims.
That's sick, bro.
My question is, I tried setting a trade, Najee and McLaurin for Brees and Debo. Buddy said he's not interested.
I bet.
Fair enough. But
wait, hold on. We got to write that down. What in the hell did you just send your best friend?
I offered him Najee and McLaurin for Debo and Brees Hall.
Najee, McLaurin. I mean, if McLaurin was healthy, it'd be a little bit different. But for Brees and Debo. So, I mean, like, this is the way I would look at it if I was your friend. First of all, I'd say, like, what in the hell is wrong with you? What do you think? I'm an idiot? But the second thing I'd think is, okay, Najee and Brees are very arguable. You could have Najee higher, I get it. But Debo's crushing McLaurin, especially with the toe. This is a lambasting if I've ever seen one. Would I trade? Like, honestly, it's like Najee and Brees are very even, but Najee's healthier according to most of the values a little higher. So Najee's got a touch more value, but that doesn't warrant a Debo. But, bro, maybe you can throw in – what else do you got other than Najee that you could throw into the equation?
To be honest, I have Drake London, but I don't really want to touch, Pacheco and McKinnon or Charbonnet and Walker. So this guy's an Eagles fan, so maybe I could try to throw him the Eagles defense as well. But other than that, if that doesn't work, I don't really have much else to add.
Yeah, add that and see what happens. If you get that, you're a magician. Adding Phillies maybe does the trick to him. I don't know. That's a good. Yeah, that'd be a good haul. That'd be a good haul.
Yeah, it may work. It may not. But other than that, what do you think? There's any other trades to make? Is there any other way I could trade Najee? I like T-Law and Walker.
Can you trade Najee and McLaurin for Gibbs? Can you trade Najee and?
Nah. So somebody took Gibbs at 3.1. Gibbs ain't moving.
3.1. Najee's going in 3.5 to 4.1. That's where you're adding McLaurin into the mix. What about Najee and London?
That would be bad.
Najee and London for Pollard. That's a lot too. That's a lot.
See, the tough part is I got the 12th pick in this league, and I didn't want the 12th pick, but I went Wilson and Monroe. I do really like that. So I don't mind the 12th pick, but then Najee fell to me, so I took him, and then I wanted to get Kenneth Walker. I thought T-Law would fall to me, but it's kind of tough drafting at the 12th pick. You know what I mean? You kind of got to hope your guys fall to you.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson and Gibbs at the 12-13 turn. No, Mike, you can't. What are you doing, bro?
Garrett Wilson and Monroe.
What are you doing,
Garrett
Mike?
Wilson and Monroe.
What are you doing, Mike? Mike, you can't take Gibbs at 13. It's unfortunate. Look, I understand you want to get your guy, and if this is your only league and Gibbs is the only reason you're going to watch football, I get it. Do it, and I'll send you on a baby lap, and that'll be that. But you can't force somebody who's going 27, 28 overall at 13. Listen to what you're saying. 28 overall is what 13. You're talking about round 1, round 2, round 3. You're talking about right here versus right here. You're literally going more than a full round down. You're going 14, it could be 14, 15 picks just because he will go. I can't see that being a very smart move that will make your team look very, beefy. You know what I'm saying? You got to come out of this first and second round looking like you're not missing a second round pick. So that's when the double decker comes into play. All right, Steve-O, appreciate you, bro. We'll talk to you later, pal.
Thank you.
Later. Spiffy, you're live.
Smitty, what's up, man?
What's up, broski?
I got so I had my draft the other day. I ended up getting at the last pick in the 12th round. So before it even came to me, Bijan went out the window pick 8, pick 9. So I ended up taking Stephon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb at the turn.
Okay.
And let me just pull up my.
All right, while you're pulling that up, let me answer this real quick. 301 caller, where are you calling from, and what is your name? $301. Huh?
My name is Brooke.
You're calling from Draft Recap, and your name is Brooke.
No. Draft Recap.
Oh, that's what you're calling. What you thought I said what you're calling for. No, where are you calling from?
Oh, I'm sorry. Maryland.
Maryland. You said Brooke? Brooks? Brooke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brooke. like a small stream of water.
Okay, Brooke from Maryland. What's up? Hang tight real quick. I'm gonna circle back to you. Brooke from Maryland.
All right. Alrighty.
Okay, go ahead, Spiffy. Did you pull it up?
Yeah. So yeah, I have it here. I ended up going this from round 1 all the way down. So I ended up getting Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Smith, Keenan Allen, Justin Herbo, George Kittle, Antonio Gibson, Khalil Herbert, Jerick McKinnon, Juju,
Okay.
Dak.
All right.
Jacoby Myers.
First of all, Spiffy, how many drafts do you have left?
I have one more.
Okay. So don't take Juju Smith-Schuster that high ever again. Don't take Gibson that high ever again. You took Gibson in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th round. I don't take Gibson in the 7th round. That's super high, bro. I don't know, like where are the RBs?
Those were the 3 RBs I took.
What are the 3 RBs you took?
So Jerick McKinnon, Khalil Herbert, and Antonio Gibson.
So walk me through. I'm just trying to like grasp what you were thinking here. Like what made you want to go this extreme wide receiver approach here, and then after that you go quarterback, tight end. Like you ignore the running back position this long, and then you go quarterback, tight end. Instead of addressing it. I just don't know that would have, like, if you would have come in and said in round 4, bro, I'm taking Hall or Walker. And if you took Keenan Allen over Hall or Walker, I'm going to lose it.
Over who?
Like Hall or Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker? Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, let me see. No, Kenneth Walker got picked the 4th.
Who was available when Keenan Allen was getting taken here in the 4th round? Like you had an opportunity.
These were the next 3. These were the next 3 running backs taken right after I picked up. You're saying Keenan Allen or Justin Herbert?
You took Keenan Allen in the 4th round, right?
I took him in the 4th round. Yeah.
So who was there at RB when you took him there? I'm just trying. So the only reason I'm walking you through this is I'm not trying to shame your team or anything. I'm just trying to make you smash your. I want you to smash your next draft.
Right. This helps me. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I took Keenan Allen, and in place for running back, these were the 3 running backs that were taken right after. Alvin Kamara, James Conner, J.K. Dobbins,
keep going.
Dalvin Cook,
keep going.
Kenneth Walker.
There you go. You just said
Miles
Kenneth Walker.
Sanders. Yeah, I thought you meant after. I thought you meant after.
So walk me through.
Justin Herbert.
Again, I'm just trying to get to the root of this so you're prepared next draft. Walk me through why Keenan Allen made more sense than Kenneth Walker when you had those 3 fire wide receivers. You literally risked the biscuit for the 3 wide receivers, and then you get to this.
Wait.
Spiffy, come on! This story's changing every second.
Yes, because they just changed this. Literally, we voted on it right before the draft. So this is a double flex league.
How many running backs are you required to start?
So running backs required to start is 2. We just have another flex, and in these flexes, it's like another regular flex. So tight end, running back, receiver.
Does that change?
We just have
that
2
doesn't really change anything, though. You still got to start 2 RBs. And those flexes could be RBs. So I'm just saying, what made you at this point in the 4th round say to yourself, okay, I smashed Diggs, I got Lamb, I got Devontae Smith, I'm fire at wide receiver. I hope to God some running back falls that should be like a running back 1. If a running back 1 falls, I'm gonna crush this draft. And then Keenan Allen's there. Like, walk me through it. Why did Keenan Allen look more attractive than Kenneth Walker, who I've been talking up all offseason long? Look at this screen right here, Spiffy. The 4 best picks in fantasy football 2023: Joe Burrow, Fields, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Kenneth Walker. and this man slipped to you in the 4th round when you didn't have an RB and you had a fire wide receiver room going. Like, you gotta smash that. And then Herbert, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, round 5. Like, I'd rather take T Law later. If I miss out on that, I'm gonna go Aaron Rodgers and Anthony Richardson, or Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love. Like Herbert there when you needed running back so badly. Then you hit Kittle. Like that was just like Spiffy. This one's gonna be hard for me to help you get back from. If McKinnon.
Wait. You said when Herbert, you're talking about Justin Herbert or Khalil?
Yeah, Justin Herbert in round number 6, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, round 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Kittle. Spiffy. Because, like, what do you have? Like, maybe you can trade Keenan Allen for Kenneth Walker. You know what I mean? Like, maybe this is fixable. Maybe this is fixable.
I'll tell you this.
Maybe you give your 7th round pick Gibson and Keenan Allen for Walker. And then you know what? I'm going to raise you up on my shoulder and march you around and call you the fantasy football trade lord. So
I'll tell you this. The team who has Walker, he's interested in my pieces because I took the guy who has Walker, he's a major Cowboy fan. And since he has, since I have Lamb and Dak, I remember when I took Lamb after that first turn, he goes, man, those are great picks.
They were.
And then after I took Dak, he goes, man, you stole my pick. So I was thinking I can pair something up with Dak and probably ship him off to get maybe Walker.
Okay. But I don't want you trading Lamb.
No. I'm not saying Lamb. I'm just saying Dak. I can pair something
so
up
go
with
give
Dak.
Go give him Dak, Keenan Allen, Gibbs. I'd give him your 4th, your 7th, your freaking 9th, your 10th. All these mistake picks. No offense. Give him Gibson. Give him Keenan Allen. That's your 4th and 7th round pick. Give him Dak, and and see if you can get Walker. You do that, you're in a very good position. If he's got Charbonnet, you got to have him include Charbonnet. I'd even trade Kittle if you can trade Kittle. Like, Kittle's a decent value, I suppose, but bro, you got to attack. You got to get a sense of balance. Like, Spiffy, this is just me being hard on you so you're better. So for everybody watching, this is the guy that drafted who did you draft with Kyle Pitts last year? On a 1 tight end league. It was Kyle Pitts,
Kelce and
Kyle Pitts.
And Pitts.
Yeah, you took Kelce in round 1. You took Pitts in round 3, and we worked all year long. And I think we did.
I
don't think we got rid of Pitts.
Round 2, then
Kelce 2, Pitts round 3.
Pitts in round 3.
And I remember saying to you, Spiffy, why are you doing these weird, like, draft strategies? Like, draft the best player available, accounting for the position of need. You know what I mean? Like, we're in the same boat. Last year, you did a weird, like, construction of your roster, and you learned your lesson from it. But then you come into this draft and you punt running back for as long as you did when they're flying off the board.
Yeah, is that what I did? I came in with a strategy of going 0 RB.
This guy's got thick skin, though.
And then,
Spiffy, you got thick skin. You got thick skin, Spiffy. I've been pretty hard on this, and you're taking it like a man. You are. I'll give you that. You're a man. You're a man. You got thick skin. It doesn't bother you at all. But we got to train you on how to build a team and maneuver from position to position appropriately, and to try and build a balanced team while going best player available, keeping best player available in mind. But you can't go after brittle Kittle. You go after brittle Kittle. You go after disappointing Justin Herbert, who I like. I know a lot of you like him. I like him. I think he can bounce back. But there's no reason to go as long as you went without RB and then to come in swinging for Gibson. Like, where's Pacheco? Pacheco might have been able to save you. Pacheco and McKinnon together would have been a nice little move. You might want to look into that. Trade Gibson for Pacheco. I bet you took Gibson and Pacheco was still far down on the list. I would have drafted Pacheco at that Gibson pick If you get Gibson and McKinnon, I'm sorry, you trade Gibson for Pacheco, or you trade whatever you got for Pacheco, whatever you got to do, and then you go ahead and you move Keenan Allen and Dak and, bro, whatever else you got to give up in terms of bench. Khalil Herbert, even though I like that.
I can probably do Keenan Allen for, to be quite honest, I really do think I can probably trade Keenan Allen straight up for Walker.
Do it. Give him Dak. Just give him Dak. Say, here you go. I'll tell you what. You just a little 2-minute special. You know when you go onto a website and it goes, if you order another pen or another card or whatever in the next 2 minutes, you get a free, discount. Say, I'll give you Keenan Allen, who is a higher ADP than Walker. I'll throw in Dak, but you have 5 minutes to decide. If you don't say yes, I'm taking Dak off the board. If he's a Cowboys fan, he probably does it. And that's it. You do that, and then you go get Pacheco using Gibson. You, my friend, have maybe taken this team back from the abyss and put it back on into the running. All right, hang tight, Spiffy.
Yeah.
Marinate on that for a little bit. I'll be right back. Let's go over to Tyler from Illinois, then over to Brooke from Maryland, and then Reebok. Go, Tyler. You're up. You're live.
Hey, Smitty. How we doing? Quick trade question.
I just, I love my boy Spiffy, but he does give me an ulcer. Just kidding. Spiffy, I'm just kidding.
So I know that you'll probably, or everybody here with this community will rip on me for not liking Javonte too much, but I got a trade offer from my buddy, and he offered me Javonte Williams and Sky Moore for Cam Akers and Alan Lazard. And I'm really big on Akers, but Javante's kind of grown on me, and I kind of want to know your thoughts on that trade.
Yeah, Lazard is really a nothing
right
to me. Like, I don't even care about that. So Cam Akers for Javonte, I'm taking Javonte all day. Is there a world, where Cam Akers bounces back? Definitely could be a world where Cam bounces back. Definitely could be a world. But in my opinion, for some of the things I said at the top of the show involving, Stafford and the rapport and the potential, I think, unraveling of this Rams team, I don't know that Cam's going to have a really successful year. Javonte, the terms miracle are being tossed around. There's a lot of opportunity here for him to recapture what he was about to capture last year and do it right away. Not have to wait a full year of recovery. And then AP did it. And I don't want to hear, well, AP's different or AP will never be repeated again. That's not true. AP was totally ready. His readiness was beyond Saquon's or JK's by 100,000 miles. He was ready. That was more what it was about. No one's saying Javonte's going to run for 2,000 yards like Adrian Peterson coming off an ACL tear his first year back. But the readiness does feel on par. So Javonte for me. And honestly, Javonte's first year back is no more of an injury risk than Cam Akers coming off of his second year of his Achilles tear. That's a devastating injury that takes years to get back. And usually there's another injury that follows because there's still a lot of compensation. And it's just one of those injuries with the explosiveness of a running back and the way these guys got to explode. That is a really devastating injury that we've never seen a top 10 running back have. After an Achilles tear, never has there ever been an NFL running back after an Achilles tendon tear become or return to the top 10 running backs. Just never seen it. And maybe Akers is the difference maker that changes that narrative, maybe, but I'd bank on Javonte over Cam. Take it and run.
I'm also getting Sky Moore in that deal. I didn't know if you heard that, but I don't know if that makes a difference.
Very, 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 very much enhances it. So good job.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate it. I'll definitely think on it. So thank you.
All right, Tyler. Thank you. I don't think we convinced him. Yeah, I'll think on it. I still don't like him. Let's go over to Brooke from Maryland. Brooke, what's up, my guy?
Hey, Smitty, how are you, man?
I'm good, bro. Hang tight, Spiffy.
Hey, So I had a draft earlier today, and I kind of just went wild with the RBs, and I lost track of time and kind of just missed on a good quarterback. So I'm kind of lacking at the quarterback and the tight end position, and I want to see how I could kind of maneuver and make trades and whatnot.
Is Brock Purdy available on waivers, bro?
Let me check.
Because that is a solution that I believe is available in about 50% of most leagues right now. And Brock could kind of potentially give you that saving grace move potential. I would scoop him up in a heartbeat if he's there, because I think he could just be steady.
It looks like somebody has him.
Okay. Damn. All right, hit me with your team. Let's break this down.
All right. The team is as follows. I started with Bijan, and then Garrett Wilson, then Chris Olave, then Brees.
Nice.
Then, thanks. Just full-on Smitty gang.
Yeah.
Then Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
Then Javonte.
Okay.
And then Charbonnet.
You were going running back hungry. Okay, Sharbs.
Yeah. And then Kadarius.
Okay.
JSN.
Nice.
And then the quarterback is Anthony Richardson.
Hey, that's not bad. Bro, you painted this like you were coming in with you're crawling in here with a sub Danny Dimes type guy. Anthony Richardson's not the worst quarterback in the world to
everybody's
have.
giving me crap for taking Richardson, man.
Well, let him. Who cares? Bro, they're looking at your team saying that let's see if we can, rattle them a little bit so we can drop some of these guys or something, bro. Don't listen to where are they going to be when you win? Are they going to remember and act like they didn't say, just think of it. Whenever someone makes fun of something like that, just remember how many people look stupid doubting Jalen Hurts last year. That's all you need to picture whenever somebody acts like they know what they're talking about and they're so ultra confident in it. You remember all the people that called in all year long? They're like, Jalen Hurts isn't accurate. He's not going to be a good quarterback. If he doesn't do it with A.J. Brown, he's never going to do it. That was what a lot of people kept saying. That was like their saving, they're like backpedaling maneuver. So just remember that one little thing in life. When someone acts like they know what the hell they're talking about, and you're like, I don't know that they're right. Just remember that. I don't care if it's at your job. I don't care if it's in a relationship. When someone acts like something can't be and you're in your gut, you're like, I don't know that I believe that that's the case. Just remember how many dumb people there were after that Jalen Hurts unfolding last year. Okay, who else do you have a quarterback? Tell me you got do you have a Jordan Love as well or something?
Yeah, no, that's where it gets bad, man. I'm kind of just drafted out positional players after that. I got Gerald Everett, Samaje, Tyler, Hank Bigsby, and the Ravens defense.
Okay. I mean, bro, your team's fine. The only thing I would maybe look to do is honestly nothing.
Nice.
Does anybody have like two QBs like Fields and Herbert or something weird that you could like go after Fields, or you could go after Burrow, or you could potentially pick up Aaron Rodgers using a Kadarius Toney or somebody that's light at wide receiver?
That's what happened. That's what happened in the league. A lot of them actually drafted quarterbacks really early and picked up two quarterbacks to kind of just like, I guess, make trade offers and whatnot using those. He's leveraging those quarterbacks. But there's a couple guys that have two quarterbacks.
Okay, who are the two? Who's the guy with the two quarterbacks?
Here, let's see. We got.
All right, hang tight, man. I'll come right back to you. Reebok, you're live.
Hey, what up, Smitty?
What's up?
That was a boss move, putting my own sticker up there, and everybody was like, "Why does your sticker look different?"
Oh yeah, the Bijan. Tell me, yeah. So Reebok purchased a Bijan running back 1 sticker from my merch store. If anybody wants to get their merch on, you just go on my YouTube main page. If you just go to my YouTube channel, and on a desktop, you'll see that join button. That's how you get the YouTube exclusive membership, or you click the memberships right here. Or if you want merch, there's a little store button right next to their tab, right? So memberships on mobile, right next to memberships is store. So this boss of a guy right here, Reebok, went to his draft, ordered a Bijan running back 1 sticker, which is essentially the Bijan, the Bijan running back 1 shirt here. He got the sticker. And so what pick did you take him?
10.
And so you walked up with that. Man, that was ballsy to order that, and you're in the 10 pick. You may not get him. And so he walks.
I got another league.
He walks up and puts a Bijan running back 1 right on the board. What'd they say?
They're like, what's that? I was like, I bring props.
That's awesome, bro. And I bet did anybody laugh? Because it seems like people just think he's a joke. It's so ridiculous.
Nah, there were 3 quarterbacks taken before him, and it's random draw right before the draft, so we didn't know what order this one was.
Was it Superflex?
No.
And 3 quarterbacks went in the. Jeez, man. What is it, 9 points per touchdown pass? Like, what's going on there?
Nope.
You like my Atlanta Falcons underdog shirt? I'm wearing my Seattle Seahawks underdog shirt right here, but I could put on my Atlanta Falcons one. Okay, hold on. Hang tight, Reebok. Brooke from Maryland, did you figure out what the double quarterback team has?
Yeah, there's Geno and Herb, and there's Trevor Lawrence and Jordan Love. Those are the guys that are, most likely to trade. There's a couple others. There's Fields and Matthew Stafford. There's Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, Dak Prescott and Josh Allen.
Yeah, those aren't sound like a lot of combos, bro. Actually, you just included Stafford as a combo, bro. You're okay. You're okay. Like Anthony Richardson gets hurt, you might have to make a trade. But the thing about your team is every single one of these players, just like a lot of our other teams, they're proving something. So there's no trade to be made here. There just isn't. Could you trade Javonte Lowe? Why do it? Could you get maybe Kenneth Walker using, I don't know, Kamara and Tony? Probably not, but maybe somebody's excited about Tony. Could you potentially trade JSN and Javonte for Walker? I would do that because you got Charbonnet. Past that, just sit on this team. AR is an amazing QB for what you did and you accomplished in this draft. And the fact that anybody laughed at you at all, they're laughing out of fear and jealousy, and that's typically how that works, man. How many times, you can imagine how many times I've been laughed at, going into a draft. I got a buddy league where they don't respect what I do at all. They act like they don't even know that I do this for a living. It's so funny. They don't mention it. They don't talk about it. It's a long-time buddy league. Right. There's a lot of new people in there. And in that draft, I drafted Barkley. I regretted it. I had buyer's remorse. And I said I should just grab Pollard ahead of his ADP because I was trying to play the ADP game. Garrett Wilson fell to my second round pick, and I was like, damn it, now I can't take Pollard there like I was planning. I had no idea Garrett Wilson would fall because he was ranked high. And so I took Garrett Wilson, and I regretted it. So I went to this guy. He had Pollard drafted in the mid-second round. I took Barkley at the turn picks, right at the turn pick area in the first round, and I just said, I'll give you my first rounder for your mid-second. And he thought about it for a minute. He was probably wondering what was going on. He looked it up. It sat for a while, and then he executed the trade. And look, the whole league was like, "Oh, you just traded Barkley for Pollard," and it's like, I don't care.
Right.
I mean, they're arguable. I could understand somebody liking Barkley over Pollard. I can understand that, but the reverse of it, the laughter of it, it just makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh. It's just fantasy football. It's part of the fun.
Right. That's half the fun, yeah. A whole bunch of doubting Thomases.
All right, bro. Hey, good team. You're going to do fine.
All right. Thank you, Smitty. Have a good one.
All right. Hey, guys, hang tight real quick. Let me get through. Scuba, I'm going to come to you in a second. Spiffy, I'm coming back to you, and then Reebok, and then Scuba. Let me just get these super chats out of the way. Alex, Hey, Smitty, good to see you. See your face again, my friend. What do you think of drafting a top 3 QB in the 3rd round? It's out of my comfort zone. What do you think? Alex, you must be circling back into the neighborhood here after a long hiatus. We're glad to have you back. And I would say I love Hurts in 3. I love, Mahomes, Hurts, Josh Allen, Burrow. Those guys fall to 3. Fields, 3. If you can get one of them in 4 of those I named, Fields, especially Fields, who tends to fall really far. It just depends on the platform you're drafting on. I'd rather have Fields in 4 than any one of those guys at the top of 3. So just use your judgment as far as like which one could fall to 4 and which one could fall to 5. Because quite honestly, Fields could be the number 1 quarterback in fantasy football 2023. And if you get him in 4, that allows you to get Gibbs in 3. Because Gibbs is my favorite 3rd round pick. So that would be my advice there. When Dingo says, thoughts on my team, Josh Allen, Diggs, Watson, ETN, Gibbs, Freiermuth, Monty benches Dotson, Gabe Davis, Flowers, McKinnon, Kamara. Kamara's fantastic on the bench. I like this team a lot. Would I give up a potential Dotson and Monty to come in strong and get some sort of, let's see here, your running backs are Gibbs, ETN. So Monty and Dotson for Walker, Monty and Dotson for, I would try to get more for Breece Hall because I feel like the ADPs might allow that. But then again, maybe not. Monty and Dotson for Breece Hall. Monty and Dotson for Ramondre potentially. Those are kind of where my mind goes. Kamara, keep him on your bench as a secret weapon. You're going to have a really, really good season. This is a good team. No other trades are necessarily need to be made. And McKinnon's going to be a good value. Flowers is going to gain value. A lot of those guys will gain value as the season moves along. 10-man PPR, 9-spot best picks at each round. I can't go through a whole draft, bro, but I would say number 9, if Bijan and Kelce are gone, those are the top picks by far. It's Garrett Wilson for me. I don't care who's left. I'm taking Garrett Wilson. I love him at 9, 10. And then at the next pick, it's either Pollard or St. Brown that I typically draft on average. Gibbs in the 3rd round's fantastic. I don't know if he's going to fall to the 9 pick in the 3rd round. If he doesn't, then you could go early Fields, or you could go Fields in 4. You could go Walker in 4, Fields in 3 if you wanted to grab Fields early enough. If you want to grab a quarterback, if Hurts fell, sometimes Hurts will fall. Those are all kind of good moves. And then past that, bro, I can't map it out because flow of draft, ADPs are different. They're all over the place, but that's kind of how I'd start. $5 hauler from Martin. 12-team half PPR, 10th pick, Cooper Kupp, Garrett Wilson, Gibbs, Mixon, Madison, Javonte Williams, Pickens, Addison, Kincaid, Daniel Jones, Warren. You know how I feel about Cooper Kupp on this live stream. Rewatch the beginning, but would I trade him for like a Walker and Christian Watson type of player? Absolutely. Would I trade Cooper Kupp for a Breece Hall and Dotson type player? 100%. Would I trade Cooper Kupp for Debo and Pacheco? Like, maybe. Like those are the things I would be exploring. And I don't think your team necessarily for sure needs it. Would I trade Mixon and Pickens or Mixon? Would I trade Mixon and Kupp for like Chase, or I don't know. That's tough. I'd probably like to get rid of Pickens and Madison, or Pickens and Mixon for a player too. Like I'd do that for Walker. I'd do that for, you already have Gibbs. I'd do Mixon for Debo straight up. Mixon for Debo straight up, and Cooper Kupp for a running back and something. If you could get like Tony Pollard and a Dotson, stuff like that is where my mind would go. I'd use Cooper Kupp's top 5 or 6 overall value to get into a player that I quietly feel like could outscore him like Pollard, and then get the extra piece because you can command it. That's the trade market. Yo, Smitty, what's the number to call in? It's on screen right here. Maybe that's you already dialing in. Let me see if I can. I'll go back to the number in a second. Martin with a $5 hauler, 12-team Cooper Kupp. Already got to that one. And this is, I believe, the last one for now, and then I'll go back to the phone lines. I got a couple more I got to throw on screen. Abel says, Smitty, love the show, bro. 10-team PPR, Burrow, A.J. Brown, Watson, Cooks, Pickens, JSN, Bijan, Brees, Walker, Javonte, Charbonnet, McKinnon, Kincaid. Wide receiver feels a little slim. That's because you beefed up them RBs, bro. Those are RBs on steroids right there. Bijan, Brees, Walker. You can make Javonte expendable for a wide receiver. But I like JSN, man. A.J. Brown, Watson, Pickens, and JSN are actually pretty crafty. And with Burrow, I don't mind this team at all. Would I try and shop Javonte and maybe... I mean, Javonte straight up. Javonte and Pickens for Debo and something maybe. Or for Ridley. That's probably where I'd go with that, Abel. Appreciate your super chat.
To the moon.
Man. Okay, let me go over to Spiffy real quick. Spiffy, what else you got cooking up, bro?
Yeah, so I was looking at that team that wanted Dak. I was thinking about doing this. You let me know your thoughts. He has Kincaid. So I was wondering to think if I can probably trade him Kittle and Dak for Walker and Kincaid. Do you think he'll bite? You think that's a good move?
You're on the verge. You're on the verge of being too greedy potentially, but I don't want to say that and like you could have got that done and then you didn't get it. But like the way I look at it is, yeah, you know what? Try it. I like that, Spiffy. You're thinking like a guy that wants to improve his team. Let's do it live. Offer that up.
Yeah,
Kincaid and Walker. You got Charbonnet. Keenan Allen's got a higher ADP, bro. Let's use that. Kittle, do it.
Wait, what did you say about Charbonnet?
You got Charbonnet, right? Oh, you don't?
No, Charbonnet is on another team separate from that one.
We'll work on that next, but I have a feeling that's going to be like pulling teeth to get him. That's right.
Yeah. Let me tell you, the reason why is because I know Charbonnet is coming on to his own, and the injury from Kenneth Walker made me a little pensive about it.
Can you get Breece Hall for Keenan Allen?
Well, that's the other interesting thing too, because this guy, the person who owns Breece Hall, he's looking to also ship away JJ too. So this guy's team includes Papa Roach is his name. He has JJ, Olave, Ramondre, Burrow, Breece Hall, Rashad White, Gabe Davis, Brian Robinson, Goddard, Tua, and Nico Collins.
He's got a good team. Yeah, I mean, Breece Hall for Keenan Allen or Walker. I like that, and you do that Kincaid. I would try and do it straight up though, to be honest. I mean, not that I don't like Kincaid quietly, but Kittle's got a little more value than Kincaid, and I think that you maybe be giving up two players that have higher ADP. So when I initially said that you're getting greedy, the more I think about it, I feel like that's greedy in my mind, but we have to continuously.
And you're right, but in ADP, Kincaid's.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That like I'm resetting my thinking and saying no. Wait. Try Keenan Allen for Walker. If you've got to throw in Kittle, you then demand something else. All right, hang tight, Spiffy. Go on mute if you could,
okay.
just so the sound's
a
little bit.
I will.
All right. Let's go over to Reebok. Did you have anything else you want to add before I go to Chris from Phoenix and Jocelyn after that, then Scuba Steve after that? Anything else, Reebok, before I put you back on hold here?
Yeah, you always have to do live drafts too, because you never know when people have ADP like so messed up. I got laughed at for taking Fields at QB 8, and somebody had him ranked QB 16.
I don't even understand that, bro. Like, that makes me want to just like shake somebody and be like, "What are you doing? with your life, bro? What are you doing? What makes you not think Fields is going to do well? Like, what makes you think that? What? Like, did the preseason game not affect those people? I don't get it. He threw 2 touchdown screen passes to people that complained that he had no weapons or offensive line. Why did that not resonate? Why did that become he underthrew the ball? That was the receivers and the running back that did that. It wasn't Fields' doing. Like, are the Fields doubters just ever going to be happy? I don't even understand it, bro. I don't get it.
Nope.
All right, hang tight, Reebok. Let me get over to Chris from Phoenix, then Jocelyn, you're next. Chris, go ahead. You're live.
What's up, Smitty? How you doing?
What's up? I'm good, bro.
Good. I've been seeing a lot in chat and a lot of people coming up about the 12 spot, and I've been drafting a lot there. I've got my big draft about the 12 spot as well. The 1-2 turn doesn't feel too bad. I mean, it's usually Pollard, Wilson, Amon-Ra, 2 out of the 3. The 3-4 turn, I'm really struggling with. It's like Ridley, Burrow, Gibbs, Falls, Brees, maybe Walker.
Sounds good to me, bro. I don't know what.
Do you have a ranking for that? And I have your actual ranks, but a lot of them are at like the 5th. Like I think you've Ridley at like 5 or whatever. But then like Brees would be 5 or Walker would be 5 on the other side, and I'm kind of stuck there.
Honestly, I take a coin out of my pocket and I flip it, and then I say okay, 2 out of 3.
I need a better answer.
Then I say 2 out of 3 because I'm not happy because I like the other one, and then I flip it again.
Yep.
And then I remember I don't even have a coin in my pocket, so it's just all in my head.
If Gibbs and Ridley don't fall because they're the earlier ones, then it's Burrow, Brees, and Walker for me, and I guess you could throw Watson in there. Do you think it's too early for Walker if it's out of 3-4 turn?
If I think it's too early to what? The 3-4 turn for Walker?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just put. I'm gonna
4 or early 5.
I'm gonna put him in the 4. I'm gonna put him in the 4.1 so that I can at least digest that. And it's not that he can't earn it. He was a 14 overall pick, and he still deserves to be. But his ADP is such that he goes in the 4th round. So 4.1, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I'm fine with it. If you got to go Burrow, Walker, and then you go Garrett Wilson, St. Brown as an example, that's a phenomenal start, bro. And quite honestly, Hall and Walker with Garrett Wilson, St. Brown is pretty freaking amazing. And then you get lucky with Fields. Like you heard who was it? Reebok that just said it was Reebok, right? Yeah, Reebok said this. Reebok said that in his draft he took Fields as QB 8. And they were practically just running Reebok out of the room. He had to wear a scarlet F on his shirt for Fields. They wanted to tattoo it on his forehead.
The dude at the 11 spot loves Fields, and like he's already told me he's not falling. Like he's going. I'd have to take him at the 3-4 turn. I can't get him at the 5-6.
Okay. Well, let's just say Burrow fell. Let's say T-Law fell. Like if you. Does anybody here on the phone line want to vomit when I say Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Kenneth Walker, Brees Hall, Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, and that 5-6 turn is like T-Law. London's always there as well.
I mean, Javonte
is there.
That's a great start.
The turn's a weird place to draft. You got to think a lot, but it's not as bad as I've been reading in the chat and people have been doing it. You gotta stretch it a bit and understand that it's okay.
Can I tell you guys? I'm gonna have a video on this, and I want to get everybody's advice on the phone line, or not advice necessarily, because it's already done, but reaction to this. Like going around the room real quick. Spiffy, one answer or 1 or 2 word answer, very quick answer. Where are you taking your defense?
Last round.
Okay. Reebok, where are you taking the defense?
If I draft one, the last round.
Okay.
But
Scuba,
I'm not even drafting defense.
Scuba, where are you taking the defense?
I usually take a defense last round.
Okay. Jocelyn, where are you taking defense?
Last round.
Chris, where do you take a defense?
Right before my kicker at the end.
Okay. So this is a common way of thinking. And to be honest with you, I've pretty much followed along these lines for many, many years. I did a draft tonight. It was an expert league draft. And again, getting laughed at. I'm getting laughed at all the time. I get laughed at when I walk out this room. The family laughs at me. You know, people are like, Smitty, oh my God, I can't believe you answered the phone. And like, I'm speaking to Smitty. And they're just like, he's a human being. They just laugh at me. They're like, you're nothing. You're nothing. My family, I get laughed at everywhere. Okay. But I'm telling you something. I did something tonight that feels genius-like. And I feel like nobody's understanding it in the league unless they're scared to death. But I'm sitting there in the 13th round. It's a super flex redraft expert league. And I'm looking at Bateman, Lazard, Thielen, Alec Pierce. Not saying some of these guys aren't okay to roster. I'm not trying to say they're garbage. Evan Hall, interesting pick, obviously. Jerome Ford, Zeke Elliott. Okay, Kenneth Gainwell. Oh, interesting. But does anybody feel like their season is going to be made or destroyed off of those players that I named? That's the 13th round. So my thinking tonight was, why not smash the number one defense in the National Football League at the 13th round pick when no one sees it coming, and it's early, but like, what am I missing? Like the players like Tank Dell, or you maybe not in this league because they know I want to Tank Dell. Players like Jalen Hyatt, I could take Jalen Hyatt early, or I could just wait and take him even lower because Jalen Hyatt's going lower. There's so many. Calvin Austin, if you want to get crafty at wide receiver. There's a lot of ways to like still fill that need by going early. But you want to know what the problem was? I didn't know which defense was the number one defense. I didn't know if it was Philly. I didn't know if it was the 49ers. I didn't know if it was the Eagles. But I do believe, and I like the Jets a lot. I've gone back and forth on the Jets being like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they're probably 4 right now. But I think those 3 defenses that I named, the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the San Francisco 49ers are the top 3 defenses. So you know what I did? I drafted all 3 of them in a row.
I was about to say, you took 2 at least.
I took all 3 of them in a row. And before anybody thinks this is crazy, let's think about it from a best ball perspective. And I know we have to land this. It's not best ball. It's not going to be decided for you. But these defenses are so good. If the matchup is phenomenal, you know you're scoring 15, 18, maybe 20 points. And with these players all around this territory, look at all the names there. Thielen, Tyler Boyd, Juwan Johnson, Alan Lazard, Rashad. Who cares about those players? I took all 3 of the top defenses, and I swear to you, I'm going to crush this league to pieces partly because I did this. I'm literally going to start the best. I'm going to have an amazing matchup in front of me with one of these 3. And I don't understand why this has never been done before. I don't understand why people think this is a bad approach. It's a deep league. And everybody, I'm telling you, I tell people, and not a lot of people are grasping it. And they don't really want to get on board with it. But I'm going to try this out as an experiment. And I think I'm going to absolutely crush this league, partly because of that. And let me also add this. I'm the defending champ in this expert league, by the way. So I got a little poll here to say that maybe you know, I get to say that I know what I'm doing in this league. Here's my team, by the way, as well, if anybody would like to question my sanity right now. But I'm going to make a video on this because it seems like a smash. Like, what is San Francisco going to get against a mediocre team that has a very, very shaky quarterback? 15 points, 12 points?
Yeah, at least.
Okay. So let's say 14 points per game. Pretty easy to determine, I think, which team to start unless you have 2 amazing matchups and you're probably going to score great. Times 17 is 238 points. I'm pretty sure that these defenses are projected for like 120 something or whatever, or 140, somewhere around that. I think you're going to be able to get over 100 extra points out of this trio here And I don't think I'm going to miss it very often. I think I might not pick the right one, but I'll get one of the ones that pops off. And the other thing too is I play defense against everybody else. No one's going to have these 3 defenses. So, and let me show you my team before anybody says, okay, this is crazy. Tell me what you think of my team. We did a little $50 wager, on it as well, because it's a non-money expert league, but we made it into a money league because I said, put your balls on the line, guys. I got my first overall pick was Justin Fields Superflex 1.8. My second pick was Garrett Wilson 2.5. My third pick was Breece Hall 3.8. My fourth pick was Deebo Samuel 4.5. My fifth pick was Kenneth Walker 5.8. My sixth pick was Jordan Love 6.5 at Superflex. I wanted to button down my second quarterback. My seventh round pick. You what?
You love that Love stack.
Yeah, it's great. Fields and Love, fantastic. DeAndre Swift as my 7.8. Jahan Dotson as my 8.5. And then, what are you cooking? A Hot Pocket?
Yo, don't call me out like that.
Are you doing a Hot Pocket? What is that?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Bro, I could tell from a mile away. That was a Hot Pocket dial. That was definitely the time frame for 9.8. I went Charbonnet. I didn't want to get sniped. I listened to my own advice. 10th round, Evan Ingram. I mean, first of all, this is a 12-team Superflex expert league. Does anybody think that this team is going to smash it? I mean, this is crazy. This is a crazy team. And then you look at my defenses. Again, I got McKinnon on the bench, Dobbs. I've got Hyatt, Zay Jones, Justin Ross. I dropped for a kicker just after the draft. But I've got the Philly defense, the Cowboys defense, and the Niners defense. And so I'm obviously week 1, I'm not playing the Niners against Pittsburgh. I'm going to play Philly. So Philly's got a good matchup. So Philly, this is going to be sick. To do a top defensive rotation with this in conjunction with this team. I mean, I don't know, guys. I think I'm going to crush these guys and win back-to-back championships. Anyway.
Yeah, I love the idea. I'm all for it, especially on a deep bench, too.
Reebok, what do you think of this crazy strategy? You can be honest.
I think it's brilliant. You get the matchups you want with the best defense.
People play matchups all the time. Why not play matchups with the top 3 defenses, bro? I almost took the Jets. I almost took 4. I was like, I can't take 4. I took 3, and why not? Why not play matchups? People hold 2 defenses all the time. I'm holding 3, and does it look like I'm starving? I'm not starving on the bench. I'm not. I'll do whatever I got to do. If I got to cut somebody like Hyatt or Zay Jones or whatever, I'll cut them. But I'm not starving for anybody to get. I feel like especially with my lineup being Justin Fields, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Garrett Wilson, Deebo Samuel, Evan Ingram, DeAndre Swift, Dotson, and Love. I don't know. I feel like it's a genius move. Anyway, let me go over to Scuba real quick, and then Jocelyn, you're live.
Yes, buddy. All right, so I just had my Superflex PPR 14-team draft this past weekend, and I just wanted to see. I just wanted to get your opinion on the team I drafted. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So my 2 quarterbacks are Jalen Hurts and Sam Howell. My running backs are Stevenson, Montgomery, Charbonnet, Roshan Johnson, and Gus Edwards. My wide receivers are Olave, St. Brown, Christian Watson, Gabriel Davis, and Tank Dell. And my tight ends are Gerald Everett and Juwan Johnson.
Yeah. You got Did you say you had Charbonnet? I know it's like my only question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I heard it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, sometimes I just ask that question. Like, be like, someone's like, did you order a coffee, sir? Are you number 27? Did you have Charbonnet? That's the only thing I say. I would probably be tempted to trade Monty and Christian Watson for like Walker. I'd be tempted to trade Ramondre Stevenson for Walker and something if you can. And you could probably trade Stevenson and Monty for Walker and a player that could be like Dotson, like Pickens, like, you know, who does the Kenneth Walker owner have at wide receiver?
I mean, I would have to check the league.
Right.
I would have to go look at his team.
Look into that. Try and see if maybe you can do a good old like Stevenson downgrade to Walker, since you got Sharbs, and then what can you bump anywhere? Whether it's Watson bumped up to Ridley, which honestly you could argue that at the end of the day, I mean Watson could be as good as Ridley, but you could do that. You could bump Monty up into frankly, like I keep saying Debo, like I want to do that. I don't know if you could get that, but like a Pickens or a Dotson or a Pacheco or a Kamara, you know, those kind of guys, you know, even if they're not on that guy's team, you know what I'm saying? That's probably what I would do, bro.
Right. Yeah, man, because I feel like overall, because I think my wide receivers are very good. I mean, I have Olave, I have St. Brown, I have Watson, and I have Davis as my flex, and at my fourth wideout. So I think I'm fairly good at the wide receiver spot, but I don't know, man. My RBs are like a little bit shaky, I think. You know, with Montgomery and Stevenson.
Yeah, that's why I'm advising you to go that route. I think I definitely would try and get myself into Walker, given you have Sharbs, bro. I think that would be an excellent move for you.
Right.
Even Breece Hall and something, you know, if Stevenson's got better value, you know what I'm saying? Stevenson might have better value.
Okay.
I'm going to put on my Grindhouse apparel because this is a Grindhouse show. And if anybody wants one of these shirts, I'll be live on opening Sunday. Hopefully 24 straight hours. It's a Keep Smitty live show. And we're giving away probably like at least a handful of these Law Dog milk shirts. I mean, it's got the logo, the Fantasy Football Show logo here. It's got the Grindhouse logo here. It's got on the back, it's got the logo and the Grindhouse logo. And you can get one of these. You don't have to win it. If you put Smitty, code Smitty in the notes of a purchase. So let's say you go buy 2 hoodies. Let me show the Grindhouse gear here. If you go to grindhouse.com, GRNDHAUS, let me drop the link right now. If you guys even want to do this right now, by all means, do it live. In the notes of the purchase, if you buy 2 hoodies or a shirt and a hoodie, so 2 items, 2 hoodies or a shirt and a hoodie. You have to have a hoodie though. So like the combination, you can't get 2 shirts. So a hoodie and a shirt or 2 hoodies. Put in the memo of the purchase, Smitty giveaway, T-Law, jersey, code Smitty, whatever. In the memo notes, they will send you on top of your order a free T-Law. You know, just tell them your size, or they'll probably just give you the same size, or they'll contact you. But they'll send you a free T-Law shirt. And they're going to limit these, I think, to 100 or 150. So we're not going to necessarily have them forever. But if you want a free T-Law shirt, do it live. I'm gonna get a hoodie made for me. I don't know if they're gonna have hoodies of them either. I'll see. We'll have to see. Maybe if you bought like, I don't know, more items, they'd send a free hoodie. I'm not sure. We'll have to work on that. All right, let's go. Jocelyn, anything else? I'm probably going to get out of here. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's pretty much it, man.
Right,
I just wanted to tell you my team and see what areas I can actually improve on.
Yeah. All right, man. Call in tomorrow. Let's try and fix it a little more.
All right, buddy.
All right, later. This is Scuba Steve live. Scuba.
Hey, Smitty. So after we talked, I did a couple drafts. Is it alright if I tell you my teams?
Yeah, let me get this.
Yeah,
Let me get this caller here real quick. Hold on hold. 808 caller, you're live. Who is this and where are you calling from? Irvine. What's your name? What's your name, Irvine?
Mark.
Mark from Irvine. What's up, Mark? Hang tight real quick. I'll get to you in 1 second. Let me help Scuba Steve, and I'm coming right to you. Okay, Scuba, make it a little quick, because I gotta go here. I'm tired. What can I do for you, Scuba?
All right. Next time I'll call in, I'll tell you one of my other teams, but I'll just tell you the team that I drafted today. This is on ESPN. I drafted second pick. So my first pick was Jamar Chase. So I'm going to tell you my starters. So at quarterback, I got Joe Burrow. RB1, I got Bijan. I got James Cook. So wide receiver, I had, like I said, I have Jamar Chase. And then I have St. Brown. At tight end, I got Cole Kmet. At flex, I have Calvin Ridley. And then, not that the defense matters, but I have Eagles defense. And then on my bench, I got Alvin Kamara, George Pickens, Khalil Herbert, Zach Charbonnet.
All right, stop rubbing it in. Okay, so Chase is a first rounder, Bijan's a first rounder, St. Brown's a first rounder. I don't know what kind of league this is, Scuba, but
I mean, it's a paid league, grandma league, because
yeah, definitely
with my second round in the second round, Bijan fell to me the second round. I don't know how he fell to me, but I ended up taking him. I'll just say this many real quick. When I was trying to do this draft, I know sometimes you don't have the intentions of like going in of like a certain position. But I did have a plan of taking Jamar Chase, St. Brown, Calvin Ridley, and Chris Olave. Those guys were all there like when I was going to make the pick. But then once I saw that Bijan fell, I ended up just taking them.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. I mean, to be honest with you, this isn't even a grandma league. This is like a great grandma league, bro. I think the grandmas would run the table in this league, bro. This is a great grandma league. You might have invented a new term here on the show. When your draft is so unbelievable that we almost don't believe you, it's a great grandma league. This is ridiculous, bro. Pat on the back, nice job. I don't know what to tell you. Trade James Cook, I suppose, if you can, trade Pickens and Cook. But you got Kamara ready to go, so that's not bad. But Pickens and Cook for any of the running backs we talk about all the time, then that's a smash, man. All right, bro.
All right. Hey, man, I just wanted to say thank you.
All right, appreciate you, Scuba. Good job, man. You crushed it, man. Crushed it. Mark from Irvine, and then I'm going to Spiffy, and then I'm going to close it out with Reebok. So, Mark from Irvine, go ahead as quickly as you can. What can I do for you?
Smitty, the only question I had was when you're drafting multiple redraft leagues, do you find it better to draft like a variety of players across your different leagues, or to keep the same players that you drafted in your other leagues? What do you find as a best strategy?
Yeah, variety's good. I don't necessarily always practice it. It depends on the value of said player, because every player has their risk level. So I would be lying to you to your face, and I wouldn't do that because, number one, I want you guys to know what I think. I'm not going to hide my process or anything like that. Some people think, oh yeah, when you're probably drafting different. No, I don't. I mean, I draft when I'm on the clock. I'd be lying to you if I said I don't take Jahmyr Gibbs like every single time in the third round. If he's there in the third round, I take him like literally every single time. So there's no diversity there. But because he has top 5 running back upside to me, the risk is very low. And I'm willing to kind of risk a lot of teams. I don't get him every time. So it's not like I have every best ball draft has Gibbs in it. But I'm willing to risk like 80% of my teams crashing and burning on a player that I think can give 80% of my leagues a huge advantage to win the big money. So it's a pro and a con. Like the pro is, some might say don't ever have more than 30% of a certain player exposure level in best ball, because if they get hurt, but what if you have 80% exposure to Gibbs and you feel so confident you land it? Don't you think your odds of winning big money go up tremendously when you have 80% of your leagues of, let's say, 1,000 or 2,000 leagues or whatever you got that now have this advantageous player, and you get to then start from like a whole level up on everybody? Like, that's the way my mind is. I call it brute force drafting on Underdog. Just brute force some strategy into place, and if you miss, you miss. But if you hit big. And then you get these different variants of teams. You have different variant teams that are out there that have Gibbs and Walker, Gibbs and Hall, Gibbs and Fields, Gibbs and Burrow, Gibbs and T-Law, and every little thing covered. And then there's certain scenarios where like Walker's in round 5, I don't think I would ever pass on Kenneth Walker in round 5. That's another one. So it just depends on the player. But for the most part, I would say variance is good. If you're drafting at number 5, take Bijan at 5, take Kelce at 5, and take Bijan maybe, if I love Bijan, and I do, and I want him in like almost every draft. If I had 100% of my leagues drafting at the 5 pick, let's say, and I never get Chase, I'd never get JJ, they would never fall, let's say, I would take 60 to 65 to 70% Bijan, and the rest of them I'd take Kelce, because I do want that variant. That variant to me is a win a league variant. So variants are good, but it doesn't mean that I always follow them. It just depends, and it depends on the player, it depends on the round, it depends on so many different things. There's no real general answer to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was just trying to figure, like if you do have that same player in your draft, and you see him, do you sometimes say, you know what, I have him in 2 of my redrafts, let me grab this person instead on this like 3rd redraft? You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Hey, call in tomorrow, Mark. Appreciate you, my man. I'm glad to have you on the phone line. You're dialed in here, so call in tomorrow. I'll see you calling, and we'll put you on.
Thank you. Love the show.
Later. Spiffy, final thoughts.
Yeah. So after much consideration, I want to ask you, because I'm indifferent between both. Towards one more than the other. You don't rather take Dameon Pierce over Walker?
Is there a world where Pierce could be better? Sure. But do I want Walker? Yes. I like Pierce a lot. I'm not running from Pierce. I think Pierce is a great pick. If you couldn't get Walker, Pierce is a nice little sidestep. If you traded Keenan Allen for Pierce, you probably should get more or a little upgrade, like giving your whatever Monty to a wide receiver that's slightly ranked higher or something like that. Like, you should get something, because Pierce is going later than Keenan Allen. I don't believe it should be the case, but it is the case. So, but I do like Walker over Pierce. Yeah, I do.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I was thinking about going after Walker or Pierce, one of those two, and giving that Kittle and Dak trade to that guy. I think that's what I'm probably gonna.
You're 2 moves away, bro. You're 2 moves away from I think turning this thing around and having me be very proud of you. I'm proud of you anyway, Spiffy. Okay, I want you to know that. But you turn this around, this is gonna be like, I don't know, Like, I was so disappointed in one way. I would be so thrilled beyond in the other direction 10 times over. You know, if you can pull off two of these trades.
I'm a team manager, man. Like, I did this. Obviously, it doesn't put me in a good position, but I mean, I'll be upfront. I tend to do this type of thing. Obviously, last year was unfortunate because
what do you think it is?
The tight end I got was.
What do you think it is that makes what is it that you? I'm trying to break this down from a psychology. I have a psych degree, so I love this kind of stuff. What is it that makes you try and go in a direction? Is it like a self-sabotage thing? Do you
no,
like?
No.
Okay, so you don't in your personal life you don't do this. It's just in this.
No, yeah. So I'll tell you how my train of thought is, right? Because I like to zig where other people zag. So if, let's say, I see that, you know, a lot of people are running him back heavy, I'm gonna fill the void. You get what I'm saying? So, like, let's say I see a shit ton of like amazing receivers. I'm thinking, man, it's only so long until.
So can I?
These guys are gonna.
I got
you.
You can I give you an example of how ridiculous it is, though? Because zigging and zagging is different. Drafting against traffic, that's different. Do you want me to tell you if from a top level view? And for anybody wondering what we're talking about, he drafted at number 1 or round 1. You took who? Garrett Wilson.
I took Stephon Diggs.
Okay, Diggs. Who was number 2? Lamb. Number 3 was Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Number 4 was
Keenan Allen. Mind you, these guys is back to back because I'm at the turn, so it's like one after the other.
The next pick was Khalil or was it
Burrow? Justin Herbert.
Okay, so Justin Herbs, and the next one was Kittle. And then his first RB was
Gibson, bro.
So you want me to tell you how ridiculous this is? And I know you're saying you want to zig and zag, but this is how ridiculous it is. You walk into a grocery store, okay, and you're sitting there and there's a bunch of steaks that are they're all prepped and ready to go, okay? Steaks are everywhere. There's a sale on them even. They're reasonably priced. And because people are consuming the steaks, just going over there, grabbing a handful, put them in their carts. They had 100 steaks. Now they got 15 steaks left. Despite your thinking of going and grabbing these wonderful steaks, you literally beeline over to like the top ramen aisle. And because no one's grabbing top ramen, you just start scooping them into your cart, bro. And you're like, I'm zigging while everybody's zagging, or I'm zagging while they're zigging. There's no rhyme or reason to why you've got to do this when the players aren't valuable enough, especially for your build. It makes no sense. You know what I mean? This is like buying. This is like you going to a tire shop. Let me give you another example. This is you going to a tire shop. Listen, this is really important. You go to a tire shop and you've got 18-inch rims, okay? And they tell you, hey, these 25-inch tires for 25-inch rims are on sale, and you buy them. You can't fit them on your car, but you buy them anyway because they're a better price. They're nicer. They look nicer, and you can't even use them. Like, that's what you're doing when you're zigging and zagging. It's not like when I say, hey, you draft Burrow in round 1 in a super flex, and while everybody's grabbing Deshaun Watson, Danny Dimes, Geno Smith, you go back to Bijan, Garrett Wilson, St. Brown. That is called drafting against traffic. But the difference between what I'm doing and what you're doing is I'm going after the better value while people are panicking and doing kind of what you're doing in a similar fashion. You're just choosing the other direction because it's less crowded. You're walking longer around to get somewhere or whatever because there's less people over there. You can't do that unless the value's there. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that, and for anybody who doesn't know, so he has a tendency to just gravitate toward this type of approach. Well, this team started off on fire. Diggs, Lamb, Devontae Smith. Kenneth Walker was there for that Keenan Allen pick. Instead of going Kenneth Walker, he takes Keenan Allen, and then instead of going running back, he goes Justin Herbert. Instead of going running back, he goes George Kittle. And now he's got Gibson as his running back 1. And who's your running back 2?
Hello, Herbert.
I mean, I like Herbs, but like as a flex or something, this is just god awful. But what I was trying to tell you is, or what I was trying to tell everybody is, the year prior he drafted Kelce in round 2, and he drafted Pitts in round 3, and it's a 1 tight end league, and he did it so he could trade Kyle Pitts away. He thought, I'm going to cornerstone the market, and the truth is, we worked on it till what week, Spiffy? No one would take Kyle Pitts. He had a bust of a season anyway. You couldn't get rid of him.
Up to like week 11.
Week 11, we got rid of him.
I did that side trade. I had to get rid of Pitts by the one owner that was open to getting him. I ended up getting someone. Who was it? I think it was Freiermuth, and I ended up getting Freiermuth, which I knew at the time was more marketable. I traded him away for Cordell Lee.
Cordero Patterson. Oh, yeah, Cordelli. That's why we called him Cordelli, because of you. Cordero Patterson. So, guys, this is what pissed me off in a way. It pissed me off, not mad at you, but just like that I did a bad job, because you clearly went away and you didn't learn your lesson, and it was on me. Spiffy goes and trades away Kyle Pitts for another tight end. He goes and gets Pat Freiermuth. And I'm just like, what are you doing, Spiffy? What are you doing? I mean, he ended up getting hurt, so great, But like, oh, bro.
But that was a chess move.
No, it wasn't.
I knew Freiermuth wasn't the end result.
It was a chutes and ladders move, and you landed on that ladder that shot you backwards. It was Candyland shortcut in the wrong direction. That's what you were playing. You weren't playing chess at all. Anyway, I got to go, Spiffy. Appreciate you. Go make this right. Go get Kenneth Walker using your 4th rounder, Keenan Allen. You give him Gibson for free if it gets it done. You give him Dak for free if it gets it done. All right, I appreciate you, man. I'll see you later.
I'm a bake and shake.
Yeah,
just
shake and bake. Okay, later.
Shake and bake.
Yeah, bake and shake. I'm gonna bake and shake. It's shake and bake, Spiffy. Come on. Oh my God, Reebok. What do I do with this guy?
I don't know.
Bake and shake. If you're not last, you're first.
Man, zig and zag, but you still gotta fill your roster.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. Like, it doesn't even make sense. What are you zigging from here? This is like you're zagging and zagging. He's going in a circle. Instead of zigging and zagging, he's zagging. Just going in a circle. But if he can turn this into Walker, I have a feeling he's going to have a tough time. Those guys don't trade with him in his league, too. It's really hard for him to trade. But,
yeah.
Well, thank you, Doobie. Appreciate
like
Doobie.
His strategy works if he's like, oh, I know I can get this running back in the 4th round, this running back in the 5th round, and already have a plan out on getting later round running backs, but completely give up on it.
Yeah. Hit that thumb up, guys. Okay, I'm out of here. Reebok, anything else?
Yeah, our boy Spence, man.
Yeah, Spence.
Man, he took a bloodbath.
Yeah. How does he doing? Has anybody heard from him? So in the Scott Fishbowl, there's the guy that took who did he take in the round 1? It was like
he took JT in round 1.
Took JT as the first running back off the board in a super flex Scott Fishbowl draft, alive in Vegas. He walks up, takes JT in the first round as running back 1 over Bijan, over CMC, takes him in round 1 in a super flex Scott Fishbowl draft, walks over to the area where he's sitting. I don't know if he did this immediately. Maybe I just like telling the story this way, and takes his shirt off. Almost like a victorious domination of his peers, like almost like like a dog pisses on his area and territory. Takes his shirt off, and then in round 2 he takes Danny Dimes, right? I think it was Danny
Yep.
Dimes.
Yeah, Danny Dimes.
And so, he had a good he had a couple good moves though. He took London from me. He did snipe a couple players, but yeah, he got hit hard on that. JT, man, such a tough thing. Reebok, what do you think is going on there? Do you think that we're going to hear maybe tomorrow, the next couple of days, the next week, that he couldn't have passed his physical or he wasn't healthy enough to even be off of the PUP no matter where he went? Or why does he get put on the PUP? Because they know he's going to threaten injury, and so they're like, we already know he's gonna hold in, so let's just put him on the PUP because he's injured. Like, he's got to have an excuse as why he can't be on the field. So if he says my foot's bothering me, then they say, okay, you're going on the PUP. But like, doesn't it seem fishy that he almost got traded, didn't get traded, and then goes on the PUP?
Yeah, I think it's Irsay with just a power move, just to show he's got control on him.
But it seems like it's what he wants too, though, because he doesn't seem to want to play, for this team. He doesn't want to injure himself. He doesn't want to, and I understand that, but he's also,
but
he's also under.
He doesn't have a choice now.
He's under
contract.
contract.
He ain't got a choice of playing or not. Now the team said, "Hey, we don't want you to play for 4 weeks."
Yeah, I mean, if he's saying
his value for,
he's banged up too. So he's banged. I mean, if he says I'm banged up and he's holding in, 4 weeks out, And to be honest with you, bro, I don't know. I think maybe because of the season he had, and because he's younger, and because he almost got traded for, and he had a couple teams very interested in him, maybe he sits out half the year, comes back, puts on a little show, and then, that's what he's going to do to try and, get elsewhere in 2024. And maybe because, I mean, it depends on what he looks like. That's the problem, though. If he comes back and gets re-injured or comes back and looks bad, he's not going to get the interest from teams next offseason that he thinks he's going to get. It's kind of one of those catch-22s where you either don't play at all and bank on teams going, okay, we know what we can get out of this kid. We're going to take a chance. Or you go back to a crappy environment with vulturing going on with an injury that you don't look like you're completely shaken. I think he's hurt. I think he is hurt. He looked like he's hobbling unless he fabricated all of it. But if he got traded, I kind of feel like the vibe was he was going to be all of a sudden ready to go. I don't know. I don't think we'll hear for a while. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll hear tomorrow. Maybe we'll hear. I don't know.
Yeah, if he got traded to the Dolphins, he probably suits up week 1. That at least that's what I think.
Yeah, it's weird, bro. All right, appreciate you, Reebok. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow.
All right. Hey, Richie Rich, are you still here? I'm so sorry, bro. Richie Rich, where you at, bro? I'll even let you call in to talk this out because I made you wait so long. $5 holler. Maybe I did get to this one. I don't think I did. Mahomes, Kelce, Metcalf, Gibbs, Walker, Dotson, Pickens. Maybe the reason I stopped reading this one because it was depressing how good it was. 12-teamer, double flex, Mahomes, Kelce, Metcalf, Gibbs, Walker. That's unbelievable. Gibbs and Walker, RB. Kelce, Mahomes, Metcalf, Pickens. Really, really good. Jamal Williams. Yeah, I mean, the bench maybe isn't as good. I like it. Not much to really do here. I don't want you to get rid of the RBs. Metcalf, I could potentially trade maybe. But also like him. Part of me wonders if you could go to like the Debo owner. Spiffy, we believe in you, pal. You got this. Richie Rich, I'm so sorry, bro. If you wanted to call in, you could call in real quick too if you want a little extra attention. But I'll talk this out with you here too. But I mean, maybe you go to the Debo owner, and if you were to downgrade, maybe because Debo's got 4th round value, DK's 3rd. If you were to downgrade DK into Debo, could you maybe upgrade Herbert into a slightly better RB? Could you upgrade Elijah Moore into a slightly better wide receiver? Could you upgrade Pickens or Dotson into a Ridley or something like that? That's the only thing I would maybe consider just poking around seeing what the Debo owner or the Ridley owner, well, no, Ridley would probably have the same ADP or maybe even higher than Metcalf. I think Debo's a great pick. DJ Moore, potentially downgrade. I say downgrade because it's not really. Downgrade Metcalf into DJ Moore, but specifically Debo, and what kind of other bump could you get elsewhere? Don't trade Mahomes. Don't trade Kelce. Don't trade Gibbs. Don't trade Walker. Pickens and Dotson, don't trade them low, but they're expendable in some sort of upgrade somewhere. Herbert and Dotson for, obviously Hall and Walker I would do. I don't think you get that. Herbert, Dotson for Debo. You could do that and keep DK. Herbert, Dotson for Debo. Herbert, Pickens for Debo. Pickens, Dotson for Ridley. Pickens, Dotson for maybe even Debo. Dotson and Pickens could be really, really good though. But those are just some ideas I had for this team. Richie Rich, I appreciate you. Your team's great. You don't even need to make a move. It's a really good squad. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for all the super chats. We had a great day today. We had 1,315 comments in this live stream alone. We've been live for 2 hours and 35 minutes. We went live for, 3.5 hours earlier, three and a half hours. The day before that, we were live for 4.5 hours. We've been just going crazy here. Low-key Dusty with a $5 holler. Yo, been a long time. Had the 11 pick in a PPR. Welcome back, by the way. In a PPR, and someone got Bijan in the second round after Pollard. Do I trade one for a high-end wide receiver? So you got Bijan and Pollard. Had the 11 pick in a PPR. Somehow got Bijan in the second round, and you got Pollard. Wow. Holy crap. The fact that you drafted Pollard before Bijan but pulled it off. Like, if you would have drafted Bijan, you wouldn't have got both. So, genius is on this side of the table, for doing that. But, wow. Do I trade one for an elite wide receiver? I could. The fact that you got Bijan, I could trade Pollard for Garrett Wilson. I could trade Pollard for St. Brown. Those guys are going right around that area anyway. A.J. Brown, Lamb, I suppose. Even more crafty would be to trade Pollard for the names have been kicking around all night, Debo and Ridley, and then getting an additional piece like Kamara or even potentially a Pacheco. So Pollard for Pacheco and Debo. Go to the Debo owner, go to the Ridley owner, see what little RB you could throw in, but it's got to be somebody I like. That would probably be where I would take that situation, my guy. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate all of you. I will see you all later tomorrow. Thank you for watching the Fantasy Football Show. Thank you for subscribing. Please subscribe if you're new. Please punch that thumb up button if you haven't already. And please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. So many people watch and they don't hit the subscribe button for some reason. They just kind of go and search for the channel every day. And it helps the channel so much for you to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. I'm going to drop the link one more time in the live chat. Please get ready for the next draft. Don't forget Grindhouse. I'm going to drop that link right now. Grindhouse is our sponsor of every Graveyard show. Underdog is also obviously a sponsor that I promote all the time. I dropped the Underdog link right now. Please, for the next draft, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, please hit that link that is in the description of the video. If you're watching the replay, it enters code Smitty for you. Please hit the link that I dropped in the live chat right now. It will enter code Smitty for you, and Underdog will match up to $100 on your first deposit, and you'll be ready to go for Thursday's draft session. Now, get out of here. Appreciate you all. Later. Deuces. Later, Travis. Thank you for moderating. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Reebok. Thank you, Blackbeard, for moderating. Thank you, Mark. See you, Brad. See you, Rhino. See you, Low Key. Appreciate you. Smitty is straight up a goat. Thank you, Corey. Appreciate Corey in the building. Corey, my man. Slim. Thank you, Slim. Appreciate you. Blackbeard, thank you for moderating. Thank you for being here. Sick Nasty, thank you for moderating. Thank you for being here. Sorry I don't say thank you for moderating more often to Sick Nasty. I still forget he's a mod sometimes. I don't know why I don't ever. I don't forget it, but I mean I forget to mention it. I'm sorry, Sick Nasty. Mr. TD, appreciate you being here. Spiffy, you got this, bro. You got this, Spiffy. Look how dapper this man looks. If he can, I mean, look how dapper this guy is. Spiffy looks like he's he looks like he drives like a Rolls Royce. Spiffy's crushing life, bro. If you can crush life like that, Spiffy, you can crush these trades. You got it, bro. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Spiffy to the moon. He's got thick skin, too. Later.